Welcome back to Two Brothers Sports Podcast. It's Friday, August 28th, and we have our first official week of football, college football week zero. So we're going to come to you with a couple picks there. We've got NFL futures, which we haven't done yet. If you want to see our college football futures, listen to last week or 2 weeks ago pod. We gave out a ton of picks there. Maybe we'll post a graphic here in the next couple days before that gets going. But we are focused on week zero now. We'll do some NFL futures, division winners, conference, Super Bowl, and some season long player props that we like. And then we're just going to touch on the Tour Championship here. Just give you an update. We already sent our picks out on our social, but we'll just give you a quick update after one day, round one. Minwoo Lee's leading at 8 under. So we'll just highlight some of the picks we made, where they're at right now. And other than that, it's going to be all football. Max, I see you got the Brentford Bees shirt looking good after last week. I'm wearing black. It has nothing to do with the funeral of this Aston Villa team now selling Emmy Martinez, Watkins, T. Elmans, Morgan Rogers, pretty much damn near everyone. So a lot of emotions. Has nothing to do with the black that I'm wearing. It's not a funeral, but did not feel comfortable repping my squad after seeing you in the B shirt. Oh, man.
Yeah, dude. I think I saw Roger scored for Chelsea, right? That against Fulham. He had a nice little goal. So I'm sure that wasn't fun to see if you were watching. But yeah,
Yep.
happy to be here. We got both footballs going on right now. Like Sam mentioned, last week EPL started back up, and now we finally fucking made it. It's week zero. You get a little taste. Get a little. This is like a warm up week for betting and stuff. So, not a bunch of slates to pick from, or not a big slate to pick from, but we're here. We made it. It's week zero, and I'm just fucking ecstatic.
Oh yeah. And next week is going to be exclusively football. It's going to be college football week zero, exclusively next week. The Tour Championship is the last one of the golf. So we will be all college football and or NFL moving forward. So enjoy this pod while you can. If you're a golf junkie, this is about the last one you're going to want to listen to, and you're probably not going to want to listen to much of this. Otherwise, most people here are probably listening for some football picks, so I know that they are absolutely ready to roll, just like us. It's an underrated slate, but I will say for a week zero, there's more plays than I thought. There's a couple sneaky games that I really, really like. So looking forward to getting into that. But before we do, Max, I'm going to just give a quick little touch point on our tour championship. We already sent these picks out on social, like I said. So I'm just going to run through each of our picks where they currently stand, and then we'll get right into college football week zero. So your boy has Rory top five at plus 130. That is not looking super great right now, but still plenty of golf to be played. He is 2 under right now at a T20. There's only 30 guys in the field, so that bottom third there for Rory, as is Patrick Cantlay, who I have my T10 at minus 114. So he's down there as well. Wouldn't have mattered. None of that would have mattered if just Victor Hovland either could get a couple extra birdies in there, or if Minwoo Lee just chilled the fuck out. With going 8 under with Hovland at 6 under. I had him at plus 2,600. So unfortunately a miss there, but damn near close. And then Russell Henley, who is essentially tied for last, aside from I think JJ Spawn who withdrew, and then maybe one other person is over par, but he's at even at T27.
Mhm.
That being said, Max is looking a complete 180 from where I'm at. He had Burns at a top five. He is 4 under T9 through round one, so that's looking good. That was a plus 220 play, so we love that. Matty Fitz is T9, 4 under as well. Max had him at a T10 at plus 102. And lastly, we've got Ludwig Aubert outright at plus 1375, and he is currently T5, 5 under, 3 strokes back of Minwoo Lee. So definitely not over. We got 3 days of golf left. Minwoo Lee tends to do this. Uh, we'll see how it all pans out. Scotty Scheffler is kind of in the middle of the pack, I believe. Um, who's to say he can't shoot a 60? in a day. So a lot of different variables going on there. Did not get a chance to watch. Max, I know you've been traveling today before getting home, so don't believe you had a chance to watch either. So not much on my end to add, but I'm guessing you're probably pulling up Scotty's standings.
Yeah, he's T5 as well. So sitting at -5. We got a couple guys at -5.
So only three strokes back, and do you have his outright, Scotty's live outright right in front of you?
I don't. I can in just 1 second. He is still favorite at +305, while Minwoo's 2 at +710.
Damn. That's tough because I was hoping maybe Scotty would be a little higher. I think he was plus 350 going in.
Yeah,
Um,
that
but get him at 300, 305 after one round and only three back. I get paid tomorrow, so maybe worth a sprinkle.
and
Otherwise,
his T5 is fucking to finish top five is -220. It's fucking
yeah. Yeah. He's
he
either
is
gonna
top five
win.
right now, but still, like that's just crazy.
And they changed up the purse payout. So like last year, I think it was like, or maybe it's 2 years ago or last year, it was like winner gets like 20 million and the purse is 40 million or something. I don't think that's the case now. I think they gave Scotty, I think 10 or 20 for winning that FedEx Cup regular season standings. And then this one is still a large purse, but I think it's a little bit more spread out. So not entirely sure. They changed the rules too, which I'm not going to get into. But anything else on golf before we just get down to brass tacks is the gridiron, some goddamn football.
No, sir. Let's roll.
All righty. We're going to start off week zero. There actually is some FCS games going on tonight. Don't have any picks there. Probably not going to have any picks FCS wise. I'm so used to looking at it and expecting JMU, but a couple years removed, I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm not going to see that. Also, we're in Virginia, so we can't bet them anyways.
Right.
Uh, is what it is. We've got a decent little slate starting on Saturday, I believe, right? There's no games. I think Saturday's the first game at noon, right? That's the
Saturday at noon. Yep, that's Ireland, right?
Yep. That's Ireland. That's UNC TCU. Max, since it is kind of a smaller slate, I think we just go game by game. So I know that's the first game, but I will let you kind of let me know um, how it is in DraftKings where it goes down by time. But
Mhm.
I know that's the first game, so I'll let you drive the boat on that one. However, um, TCU, UNC. I'm going to ask for your pick here in a sec just to give some context. Bill Belly, Mr. Belichick, got a lot of rumors, a lot of hush hush, a lot of things going on in Chapel Hill. Michael Lombardi is trustworthy advisor. The GM is what they have that role now called for UNC football. He's taken a leave of absence. Don't really know the context. Don't really care to. Hopefully, it's not something egregiously bad. If it is, we don't condone that. Um, so doesn't really need to be said, but has to be said because we're talking about it. So there's a lot of turmoil there. Josh Hoover, the quarterback for TCU last season, transferred over to Signetti in Indiana.
Mhm.
So they are having a new quarterback here in this system. Max, give me if you have any. If you don't have any, I'll rip mine. But do you have any picks that you like for TCU UNC?
I do. I don't want to get too ahead of it or on you, but like this spread is not something I like. It's very weird. I mean, I could see it going either way. I could see UNC making a very close game or TCU kind of running away. I just don't know. After seeing what UNC did last year, I know there's turnover like crazy with all these teams nowadays. Um,
Yep.
but just what I saw from UNC last year, I don't know if I could even bet they're 9.5, which seems like a lot. Um, but I think it will be a fun game. I feel like these overseas games, talk about the London under for NFL and stuff. Um, 46.5. I think I'm gonna have to go over on this. I think it'll be kind of a shit show. Maybe, a little pick six here and there, a deep play, I think they're gonna have some fun with it. I think it will get to right around that range, maybe like 48. Like it would just barely get over. But I'm sure they've been over for a few days already. Maybe got over there on Monday or something just to get acquainted and stuff. But I like the over
Okay. I don't hate that. I think I went with the over in that
last year.
K-State game, and that one bit me in the ass, but I
That
think
was terrible.
that was a terrible game. That was
I
like
did
three
too.
fumbles, like two interceptions. No one could
It
kick a
was
field.
raining, right?
Yeah, it was raining. Um, so I guess I don't hate that. The only thing I would say is just make sure on Saturday, check that weather over in Ireland and make sure that it's not a shit show. No, it typically rains in Ireland.
Yeah.
It was bad. It wasn't just like a light rain or a light drizzle.
No, yeah, it
Um,
was. It was muddy.
and you said it was 48 and a half?
46 and a half, sorry. I think it's
Whoa.
gonna barely get over and get
Yeah.
to 48.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. 46 and a half. For some reason I thought it was going to be higher than that, but I do like that. And the reason why, and to kind of segue into my pick here, reason why I like that is I think UNC is just in trouble, man. I think there's too much shit going on outside of it. I don't know how focused Bill is with Miss Jordan there, Lombardi leaving, and just a lot going on. I mean, you've got Billy Edwards, who is from actually Northern Virginia. I want to say he's like Chantilly High School or something like that, up in Nova. Went to Wisconsin, went to Maryland, then went to Wisconsin. Now at UNC, which is going to be an obvious trend that we see.
Mhm.
Bryce Baker, who was their kind of star freshman QB that Belichick recruited last year, transferred to Tech. So it is up to Billy Edwards and company there. What I don't trust, Max, is the defense of UNC. And so even though TCU doesn't necessarily have Josh Hoover, I still think they're going to be able to move the ball on UNC's defense. One of the UNC was a solid cover that back half of last year. I do remember them being able to cover some games that they didn't really have any business covering. I
They
think
got their shit
Clemson was
together a little bit.
yeah, I think UVA and Clemson were two that they didn't win, but ended up making it a lot closer. But I just don't trust the defense, even though Belichick is there. I just don't think there's a whole lot of focus. So I'm going TCU minus 8.5, and I wouldn't be surprised if they put a 35 spot on. And so you're not with what you're asking for your over, really not looking for more than 13 points from UNC based on that prediction. I think they waxed the floor with UNC. So it's moved around. It started at 7.5 earlier in the week. It got up to 9.5 as early as this morning. Just checked TCU minus 8.5, which I love.
What? Let me refresh.
Yeah, so unless it's changed since then, it could have been ticked back up to 9.5. Either
It,
way, it is 9.5.
but if you want to buy a point and make it minus 124 for 8.5,
Yeah, I'll just do that. You know, honestly, no. I'll just take what is the 9.5 at?
minus 112.
Oh, okay. So that's what I had the 8.5. So that must have changed. I should have snagged it when I could. But to be honest, that eight, like, and I'm going to be trying to stick to this trend, but with the whole 2 point conversion you see in the NFL, you see it in college now, trying to get within eight. Um, 8.5 isn't good enough anymore. 7.5, yeah, I would be all over this with TCU as they were earlier in the week just because of those 2 point conversions. They go for two, they don't get it. So now
Right.
they're down eight. So don't at between 8.5 and 9.5 doesn't really matter a whole lot to me. Nine is just a weird number, and I'd rather just take the extra little bit of value there and go 9.5. So I'll go TCU 9.5. I think they win closer to 13 to 17. So I got no problem taking that 9.5 for TCU.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't think like you're telling, yeah, 9 points. So you don't see a team winning by nine very often, especially for like college football. To your point, so I think if they win by nine, or if say you could take the 8.5, but you might as well take the 9.5 because they're winning by 10 or more. So I think we're on
Yep.
the same page. Um, yeah, I just don't. Yeah, like UNC is weird, but I think this over the getting over the pond's going to be a little. It's going to be a little rough quarter and a half, maybe even first half. Um, TCU will get their shit together. They're a Big 12 team. I'll be a little biased. I mean, Big 12 teams,
Already starts.
yeah, no matter who it is, like these guys have electric offenses, like all around. Um, little rough defense, but I think TCU or a Big 12 team can definitely put up some points and on a UNC who, yeah, their defense hasn't looked great last year. Don't know what they brought in and stuff, but I like that a lot. I just couldn't do it, so I'm glad you did.
Well, and it's funny that you're going that direction because I only have one over under on a total and it's a team specific one.
Oh no,
So I'm kind of staying away from totals for a week or so, just unless it screams to me just because I don't know what's going on.
right.
But I like that. Can you remind me what that 46 and a half over was odds wise?
115 minus.
Cool. All right, sweet.
90% of money is on TCU. Well,
Yeah,
line, but then spread is 64%, and people are on the over.
okay. And I don't love going heavy public favorite
Yeah.
uh week one, but I think that number generally will level out as we get through a couple weeks here. The one thing I'll say on the over, which I really like, is this is not our, Gary Patterson TCU that had these nasty defenses.
Right.
Um, Back in like the 2010s, even early 2020s. So looking forward to that matchup. That is at noon Eastern time on Saturday. And Max, I know, remind me after USC, or I'm assuming USC is the next one on the slot.
Yep. So we go San Jose State, USC is next up. Um, I got nothing there. I'll give you the quick odds real quick. I don't know if you have anything, but
Yeah, I got one, but yeah, throw those out.
so we got minus 38 and a half for USC. Southern Cal, for those who are might be Gamecocks listening. We're talking about SoCal, the real USC. No offense. Minus 38 and a half, and then we got an over 61 and a half. Over under 61 and a half.
Yep. Which I do like the over a little bit. Not going to play it though. I'm going to isolate this over on a team total. And if you had to guess, it's going to be USC. Jordan Maivia and Tanuk Hines are absolute studs. Jordan Maivia, don't know if he's necessarily going to get invited. I think I did mention him in our college football futures for a Heisman long shot. He's got potential to put up crazy numbers. Lincoln Riley's getting that offense kind of to his liking now with his players and that. So I really like that at odds for USC. So give me team total USC over 50 and a half. What I'm scared, yeah, if they're going to score 51, should the over hit potentially? I just don't know how many points. It could be 51 to 7, and I would really be mad if USC's defense strapped them up and put up 51 and didn't get that over. So I'm gonna isolate it. I think they do put up 51. It was at over 48 and a half this morning, was minus 135, which was within the juice range. Uh, and now we're up a point. So I still will take the 50 and a half after 51 and a half. 52 is, seven touchdowns and a field goal. Still feel good about 51 and a half. Would rather have the 50 just in case there's a couple field goals that come into play. Otherwise, I'm going to take that over 50 and a half at minus 110.
Yep, nope, that's what I was gonna say. I'm glad you did that because I mean we see this all the time for these first couple weeks. You have like a matchup like this. It's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like 65 over because they're expecting the a team like USC to go out, but then it ends up being 56 to 3, and you're like, fuck, like what the fuck?
Yep.
So, San Jose just couldn't put up a fucking touchdown or whoever it is. But yeah, so I like that a lot. I think they will. They're gonna want to. I mean, I'm sure they'll probably want to stat pad a little bit for QB1, try to get them into that race, as you
Yep.
mentioned. So I like that a lot. I think that will be the score, 56 to 3. So
And for non-Virginia people who can do player props, I mean, if Maivea's 4+ touchdowns is anything better than minus like 125, I would hammer that. Even a 5 touchdown at like plus 100 or better, I would also like that because I agree. At Tanu Hines, maybe 2 touchdowns. It's going to be a bloodbath. I think USC's got a solid path to potentially making the playoff. Don't know if they're going to get there, but I think they're going to make some noise down the stretch. Just depends on that Big Ten schedule for them. So I love that. And then the next match, Max, I believe is North Dakota State and Jacksonville State.
Yes.
However, however, that's because we live in Virginia, and Virginia is hosting NC State on Saturday, and I know we can't bet it, but I've been eyeing it just from like an ESPN perspective because it's not going to be on our DraftKings here, and I'm just going to double check, make sure those haven't changed. Yep, UVA is -4 on ESPN bet, or I guess draft. It's actually DraftKings. It's just we can't bet it. So UVA is -4. Over under is 51.5. Don't know if you had a chance to look at that, but I'll tell you what, Max, you got two great quarterbacks. You got Bo Prabula at UVA, and you got CJ Bailey at NC State. And if I had to lean one way or the other, I like um I like UVA. Don't 3 4 -4 is a tough one. Could be 3.5. So I wouldn't hate the idea of like a money line UVA parlayed with a tease down under or over. But I am weather is going to be a little rainy in Charlottesville. If I had to predict based on what it's going to be in Richmond this week,
Yeah.
and we're only about an hour away. And you got the mountains there. So maybe it'll block some of it. Either way, two great quarterbacks. NC State's defense is solid, but I think UVA is going to be able to put up some points, and I think CJ Bailey's also going to put up some points on UVA. We've seen some higher scoring games from them. So if I am picking that game and I'm out of state, I love over 51.5 at -112.
Yeah, I think it'll be UNC or NC State was a very weird team last year. They started off like 0-3, I think, and then finished out pretty strong. But their defense is always super solid. They have some gaps and stuff, but yeah, UVA. I mean, we saw what they did last year. I think that would be a great game and a nice little week zero matchup. Unfortunately, we can't bet it, but it will be a damn fun game to watch for sure.
Where there's a will, there's a way. We'll talk offline. So I love that. Okay, sweet. Now back into, I think that's the only Virginia related one on week 0. So I think we're back to just the DraftKings order.
Yeah,
North Dakota State, Jacksonville State. You want to read out the odds, and then if you got any picks, fire that off too.
gotcha. We got Jacksonville State, former Rich Rod's team, but he took all of them. They got Jacksonville State's +7 versus North Dakota State at an over under of 46.5.
Okay. Okay. And this is what? Is this North Dakota State's second year or first year in the FBS? Do you know?
I think it should be their first year because I think this will be their first year and they aren't getting any sort of penalty like JMU got. And I saw a bunch of fucking fire up about that. So I think this is their first year. And they'll
Okay.
be, what, Mountain West or something?
Yeah, I believe it's Mountain West.
Yeah. But yeah, first year and officially, it's about goddamn time.
They
They've
should
been shitting on the D1 AA for years now, and it'll be interesting to see them come in. Them being favored, it's at North Dakota State, so obviously Fargo. I mean, that stadium's fucking wild, and I'm sure it'll be even more wild with their first official game as a single A. Jacksonville State's got some good guys. I don't really have a pick. I'd say before you go, or I could say after, but I'd probably ride with the Bison at -7 at home to start it out. I would love
Yep.
it 6.5, obviously, but
Can you pull up the alt spread on that 6.5 and 5.5?
yeah. So yeah, their -7.5 is +100. So they're -6.5 is going to be -120. You said 5.5 too?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
that's
going to be
probably
-136, just barely there.
okay. I'm gonna just take that. Um, I wasn't sure if it had changed, but I love North Dakota State here. God forbid a 6 or 7 hits. I'll take the little bit of extra juice at -136. That doesn't scare me. Um, so I like that a lot. I'm sorry, I'm just typing this in, but
You're good.
yeah, I like that. I think they're going to do well at home in Fargo for their first college football game. I might take an alt spread at like 9.5, probably in the plus 140 range, even maybe like a 12.5, just to get some extra juice and some alt spread. But I've got enough juice later on where I feel like I'll be fine, but we'll just see how we're feeling. Got a fantasy draft at noon. Boys like to get a little swifty. We'll see what happens if TCU hits. We're just gonna roll. We're just gonna roll things over there. USC, same thing. So I do like the 5.5 if I'm practicing my official picks and what I need to win money on. But either way, I'm playing North Dakota State there.
Yep, I like that a lot. Anything on over under? I think it could probably go over if I had to guess.
Could
46.
go over. If I had to lean one way, I'd go over. I don't love this one just because I don't really know either team super well. I don't like North Dakota State. Sometimes they have a heavy run game. I'm trying to pull up who their QB is here real quick. Uh, you got, I think Preston Brown might be their starter. Who's the sophomore he saw, and then you got Trey Drake and Nathan Haynes. So uh, don't know a whole lot about them, so I'll probably just stay away from the total altogether. But if I had to pick, I do like the over. It's inside, it's on turf. Should be a good game.
Agreed. I bet they're probably already ready to getting Jesus. I bet they're probably already preparing for some snow up there. I mean, Jesus, I think last time they got it like early October, they had like a nice snowstorm. It's like fucking hell.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So we'll see. What is?
honestly, stadium, but just saying.
Yep. No, that's fair. What is the next game on the docket?
I've got nothing for this game, and not even I can't even throw anything y'all's way. They got Sacramento State versus Eastern Michigan. I mean, yeah, Eastern Michigan. It's at Eastern Michigan -9.5 for the over under of 53.5.
Okay.
Can't
Yeah.
guys anything on that.
No, I'll read out a parlay I already placed with a boost that includes Eastern Michigan money line. It's also Sacramento State's first year in FBS, which is exciting, but they're going to Eastern Michigan. So gonna
Yeah,
be
the
a
Mayfield.
yeah, yep. And so it's gonna be a tough little matchup for them. So I got nothing on that game either.
Yeah. Nope.
Alrighty, what's next?
We got a good one here. It's 7 o'clock in Stanford. We got Hawaii traveling to Stanford. +4 for Hawaii with an over under 4.5. Or Jesus, over under 48.5.
Okay.
Money
Uh
line's not really worth it. -198 for Stanford if you wanted, but +164 for Hawaii.
okay. Which way are you leaning?
Hawaii was a great team against the spread last year. I think I think number 7. If you look at it, Sacramento State is number 1 because they played one game. I think this is like within um FBS standing. So Sacramento State played whoever last year and covered. So they are 1-0 and have 100% coverage. So I'm not counting them. Um, but Hawaii was a nice 9-3 against the spread last year, uh, sitting at number 7 for the nation. I like them again this year. I don't think they had too much turnover. I like them +4. +4 is just what I want. Get that, even if they lose by 3, we'll take it. but I don't think Stanford's that great either. I mean, they've been kind of shit for a while. I know Andrew Luck's kind of turning them around a little bit, being that GM role, trying to do what he can. But Stanford, just stick to the books. Give me Hawaii +4.
I like it. Two things there. One thing which isn't a quality insight or anything related to analytics. I did a tight end in my Road to Glory for NCAA Football 27. Went to Stanford, right? It's one of the tight end U's. You got Iowa, Penn State, Notre Dame, and Stanford up there. And god damn it, could that quarterback not hit me in any fucking light? I would run drag routes, quick little 5 yarders, couldn't hit me in the hands. I was getting so goddamn frustrated. So I transferred after a year. And it's funny because that quarterback isn't even um yeah, I don't know why she just called me. Um but yeah, so one transferred, didn't like the quarterback. Doesn't look like they even have him on the roster. You've got Davis Warren, who I believe is going to be the starter. Um, but yeah, it looks like it's Charlie Meyer or Davis Warren. Charlie Meyer, I want to say, is Rick Meyer, Notre Dame quarterback legend in the 80s, early 80s, was very solid. Um, And then this one, I'm trying to see who he was playing for. Uh, Davis Warren. It looks like he played a pretty good schedule. Can't get his I can't see who he was at before. But either way, I don't like Stanford. Love Hawaii. And then the second thing I'll say is their quarterback, I think it's like Alejado. It's Alejado. So we'll work on our pronunciations
Hmm.
as we go forward. But their quarterback for Hawaii is very, very solid. I like Hawaii in that, and I'm not concerned one bit about Hawaii having to travel. You know why, Max? Because they only get a few games at home each year, and you know what they have to do? They have to travel for every goddamn away game. They've done this, been there, and we're not talking about going Hawaii to Duke or something.
Right.
We're talking about Stanford. That's as close as you're gonna get for an away game. Travel, they're used to it. It's also the first week of the season, so it's not like they're like bouncing around Hawaii to Boise to Fresno to Stanford to back to
Yeah.
Hawaii to Stanford. It's the first game of the year. They're going to be fired up. So I love that's probably my favorite bet of the entire weekend
Me
is that
too.
+4. And so I'm also going to be playing that money line, and I'm going to parlay it with another team we have yet to talk about for a little plus money parlay. But yeah, give me the
I think I have a
164.
feeling that
Huh?
I know who that last leg's gonna be.
Yeah, there's only a couple games left. And one is like minus 20,000 odds to win. So I think you can gather that.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Big favorite from last year. You liked them a lot.
yep, yep,
Yeah. No, I mean,
yep, exactly. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so I'll
sorry, no, I think we were just
oh, go
lagging a
ahead.
little, so we were like kind of talking over each other, like not getting full. But yeah, no, I was last thing I'll say, I fucking got shit on. My buddy sent the schedule out and the odd, or he sent when the odds were out for this week zero. I said fucking Hawaii all day spread, just the spread. I didn't even say money line. He said they're not even on the island. I said yeah, but guess what? Guess what? Look at this. Look at that. What 63% last year for college football. I know a thing or two about some spreads. And I know a thing or two about Hawaii, and I love Hawaii ball, but yeah,
Yep,
I'll jump into the last two games.
all over that with you.
Um,
Yeah, two quick things. What was it? Is it still minus 108 for +4?
yes, sir. Yep. So,
Okay, cool. And then the other thing I will say, I did confirm Davis Warren was on the championship winning Michigan team, backed up JJ McCarthy. He started like 9 games the following season and got benched. So I yeah, it'd be nice to say, oh, we got a Michigan guy, but how many times have we seen that necessarily pan out? So yeah, give me all things Hawaii +4. On to the next one.
Yep. And then next one will be same time, 7 o'clock. We got New Mexico State playing. I feel Bert Clemens, sorry, playing Florida State in good old Tallahassee. You know how that stadium can get, but they're sitting at minus 31 and a half for Florida State, obviously, with an over under of 53 and a half. I don't really have anything for this. I would assume. I don't even know if like Florida State's such a weird fucking team, they ever since the whole did not making playoffs, going 12-0, losing Jordan Travis. Um, they've gone downhill. I still think they obviously get some dogs and stuff, but I don't know. I don't want to touch this game.
Yeah, I mean, like gun to head, if I got to pick a game, or if this was like, let's say I'm up late and this was the last game of the night and I wanted some action, only bet I would place is New Mexico +31.5. I
Agree.
think I think Florida State probably wins by 4 touchdowns. I'll take that extra field goal and the hook. Otherwise, I'm not. I'm honestly not going to touch it. But and if since there's the Hawaii game also at 7, I'd rather put my money on that money line.
Put all my coins on that. Yeah.
Yeah, do the spread and the money line. I'd rather do that than Florida State. And
Anything.
Coast State. I forget who I'm playing. So
Fuck that, dude. The games like that sucks when you have money. Like I know, like you have USC and stuff, but like just these kind of games is just not fun to watch, honestly.
totally agree. Totally agree. So okay. And then we got what? One more game left?
One more, which should be a very solid one. The odds are looking great. I guess I honestly kind of breezed over this one a little bit, but because I don't remember seeing it. Oh well, that's on me. We've got Memphis at UNLV. UNLV's favored minus 4.5 with an over under of 56 and a half. Because I know what you're about to say and finish off your parlay, I'm going to go over 56 and a half. I
Okay.
think this will be a nice little fun lights out game. Memphis is a very solid team. I think they were very solid against the spread as well last year. Not really. Never mind. Take that back. Um, well, 8-5 against the spread, so not terrible. But I think this will be a fun little tight game, and I think it'll be a shootout, somewhat of a shootout. I mean, and not asking for too much, just like a 20, 28, 24, like so. But I think it'll be more than that. So I love that 56 and a half.
Yep. Um, Max, I'm gonna go against what I did last year, right? So throw out the books, new team, new year, new me. Um, Alex Orji's a good QB for UNLV, was very heavy on UNLV last year. Um, Aaron Noland, who was a very highly touted recruit, he transferred from South Carolina to Memphis, was supposed to be the starter this upcoming season. Right now it's Marcus Stokes, and he beat out Aaron Noland in the spring season, kind of training camp, whatever you want to call it, and over the summer. So Marcus Stokes is taking over. That means something to me. Because Aaron Nolan, yeah, you see a lot of these highly touted QBs not necessarily pan out, but there was a lot of high expectations on the message boards. I believe our buddy Grayson, who's a South Carolina guy, yeah, you got Lenore Sellers, but Aaron Nolan was supposed to be that kind of next guy up once Sellers left, and he already went and saw a new opportunity. I love Memphis 4.5 at -115. I think it's going to be a great game. I don't think it's the same UNLV as last year. They had it was Calandria or Orji. Calandria transferred to Nebraska. Well, he transferred to actually never mind because he was at UVA. There's another quarterback that is slipping my mind for UNLV, but it was essentially Alex Orji. And it's just fun to say. I think that maybe I was getting wrapped up in that. I don't really know. But yeah, I love Memphis plus 4.5. Going dog heavy. And Max, give me that money line too, because I am.
Memphis is plus 4.5, by the way. You're saying minus.
Oh yeah, give me the alt spread. No, now give me the plus 4.5 at minus 115. Uh, I love that. But what was that money line too? Because and then when you after you tell me that money line, can you add Hawaii money line into that and make a little parlay and let me know what that is?
We got two, or they're plus 160, Hawaii plus 164. I'm assuming 320. Oh, five. I don't know why I just did that. I know that's never how math actually works for odds. It's gonna be plus 586 for Memphis and Hawaii money lines. That
Okay.
is tasty.
Yeah. Plus 526. I'm gonna make a note at the top here in our sheets. And I will say it is very, as someone who is in it, Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets daily. This is my favorite time to update sheets and enjoying that. So yeah, give me that plus 526. All over that.
Nice.
And
Yep, I like that. You steered me wrong. I thought you were for sure on that UNLV train.
yeah, I will find my new UNLV. Maybe it ends up being Memphis. Maybe it ends up being Hawaii. Maybe it ends up being someone else. I don't know. Maybe it's North Dakota State. Who knows? Lot of stuff I'm looking forward to seeing what the week one slate looks like. But overall, I mean, Max, I think you gave out two. Yeah, you got your two with UNC TCU over, and then Hawaii plus 4. So I think you're being conservative and two very good picks, which I am very aligned with. But you know me, I like to spread across the board. 1-800 gambler. If you have, but yeah, I love that. Anything else on the college football week zero slate?
No, sir. I'm
Sweet.
good.
All righty. We are making good time. We got a lot going on. It's Thursday night. But we're going to talk a little bit of NFL futures. We've got some division winners, some conference winners, some Super Bowl winners, and then a couple player props, a couple from Max, way too many from me. But
Hmm.
I told Max before the pod started, I originally wrote down, going through the list, wrote down 34, dwindled it down to about 15, and now we are at, I believe, like 10. Um, so hey, we you got to do what you got to do. But we're gonna start with our division winners and those futures first. Didn't really get a chance to look at wins totals, and got a chance to look at them. But to be honest with you, everyone's schedule is so different. So since it's like you play X these two divisions, but you play like if you're the Bears, you play the since they won the division, you play the number one team in each of those kind of non-divisional opponents. And trying to do the math and coordinate that. I'm I'm sure there's an app out there, but I would love for the sake of it to get an app that gives you like you go schedule by schedule and you just go fill out win, loss, and then it carries over to your other teams and gives you like a full prediction. So it's like that way I'm not having to track, okay, did I have the Bears splitting the series with the Packers? You know, did I have, I can't remember if I had the Chiefs beating the Bears or whatever it is, Chiefs beating the Bears, and then I forget when I'm doing the Bears record. So it's just too much to coordinate prior to this. So we're just going to stick to division winner, conference winner, Super Bowl. We'll talk a little bit about the playoff view and predictions we have, and then some player props. So that all being said, Max, what I will say is we'll go through these division winners, and if like from an odds perspective you don't love the odds but you still like the winner, we're still going to give that out because even the juiciest ones are still like good parlay legs. Um,
Right.
so what we'll do, because I don't want to get too bogged down with the NFC and the NFC North to start, we're going to start with the AFC, okay? And we're going to start with the AFC East. So tell me who you got winning the AFC East.
I mean, I think clearly a lot of people
Sorry,
are.
before you go, what we can do for we can do like an odds one. If you like the odds of one team, even though it's not necessarily the winner, you can say I like the odds of this, but here's the winner. Just because when we're wrapped up with all this, we'll say before we get to Super Bowl and conference winner, we'll go through the playoff picture based on kind of who we have. So just wanted to give you that before you start going.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So we saw Patriots have a great year. Schedule was bullshit. I think they had an I mean, did they? Yeah. No, I don't know why I was about to ask. They were like the 2 seed or whatever. So clearly they won last year. Um, I think the Bills. I think they've added some good guys. Odds are right in our money line. I think you're going the same way for my threshold. Um, I think I got to go Bills minus 136.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. I don't think there's a ton of conversation needed to be had on that. I completely agree with you there. Um, the one thing I'll say is kind of just echoing what you said, but that schedule, man, is just it's gonna be tougher for the Patriots. They came in dead last 2 years ago, so it gave them a very favorable schedule in the AFC East, and to the point that we just talked about. Bills came in second, and I love what they did in the offseason. I know you're not happy about the DJ Moore situation necessarily. I think you guys got some solid value, and you guys still have plenty of pass catching options, so I don't think it's like a detrimental loss to them.
Oh, but dude, I'm so mad. Like,
Okay, never mind.
no, I'm not mad at that. Like, yeah, he's such a weird fucking player. He gets pissed off, then he's happy. He gets pissed. I don't think I should ever buy. This is so off topic, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna buy a Bears jersey ever again. Every time I get one, within a year or two, the fucking guy's gone. I have Khalil Mack, Justin Fields, and DJ Moore. I have a Brian Urlacher Pro Bowl jersey, but that's like, all right, that's cool and
Like,
awesome, but like, fuck, dude, I'm not buying a Caleb Williams jersey. I have such bad luck. I am not even touching Caleb Williams jersey. So
yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
that's just off
I
topic.
do like Yeah, but I like DJ Moore going there. I think Khalil Shakur
I think he's
is
gonna
going to be
fall.
able to have some help. You got Kincaid and Dawson Knox. James Cook's obviously a stud, and who's to say Josh Allen can't win the MVP again?
I think DJ Moore is actually going to be a huge fucking piece for them. I think he's going to ball out, and not like he hasn't for the Bears, but like he's going to be Josh Allen's guy. They're going to be great together.
Oh, I love it. I've seen a couple not that we need to overthink camp, but it's almost like a confirmation bias. If anything, it's like if you liked a guy or your high hopes. I'll just say Matthew Golden looks great in practice and these joint practices and stuff, and was expecting a big year from him in year two. So I'm kind of confirmation bias, but a couple nice bombs from Allen to DJ Moore. So that's going to be a little scary in that AFC East.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna try and pull up to see. Oh, they did do a big defensive overhaul too. They got Bradley Chubb on a 3-year deal. They got Joey Bosa on a 1-year deal. And then they got the dude that I feel like his value's there, but he's such an asshole that his value isn't necessarily like there's all these team distractions and people think he's gonna be a bad teammate, but he's really just an asshole on the field to opponents, not him or his teammates, and that's CJ Gardner Johnson. Um,
Yeah.
and so some great offensive ads or some great
Another
defensive
cornerback.
ads, and then adding DJ Moore, I think is huge for them.
Agreed. Yep. Because they were kind of missing. I mean, well, you don't need to go too big. They needed a nice solid wide receiver, like another one versus what they.
Yep.
I mean, Keon is young, still goofy. Yeah, but Bills were winning this division.
Agreed. I mean, totally agree there. So I love that. All right, so we're aligned there. We're gonna go east, west, north, south. So the west. I love my pick. I don't want to hijack it, but I'm going to just
Oh,
because
please go.
you let us off with the Bills. There's so much uncertainty with Mahomes when he's coming back. We know he's going to come back at some point. We don't know when. Um, there's a lot of changes. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be a nice add to them. I think you get a full year out of Rashi Rice. I think that's huge too. However, Max, there's two things. That with Mahomes, I don't know when he's going to play, and if he ends up coming in later, who knows what that record's going to be like. Granted, they got Justin Fields as their backup, and I don't think he might. I mean, I would have said Malik Willis is the best backup if he was still in Green Bay, but he's obviously no longer in Green Bay. But I honestly think Justin Fields might be the best backup option in the NFL, if not one of the best. So I love what Justin Fields is going to be able to do. He's going to need to prove himself because he's looking for that next contract. So I love that opportunity for him. Bo Nix and the Broncos almost got it there last year. I think, to be honest with you, that Bills game, that catch easily could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
Uh, Bills could have been in that game against the Patriots. Who knows what would have happened then? I do love the Broncos defense, but just with their run game and yes, adding Jaden Waddle, I think Broncos are great value at plus like 225. However, Max, I'm not going with the Raiders, obviously. I'm going with the LA Chargers. Give me a healthy Herbert. Give me a healthy Omarion Hampton. You've got Rashawn Slater back. Joe Alt is going to be back. So that offensive line, when healthy, potentially one of the best. And then you got Corey Linsley, old Packers center at that offensive line. They've got potentially one of the best O lines when healthy in the NFL. Slater is a stud. Alt was a stud before he got hurt. You've got Gadsden at tight end, who's really popped off this last year. Quentin Johnson's been solid. You've got Trey
Underrated.
Harris, who's been good. They got another wide receiver, I believe, and it's not coming to me at the moment. Can't remember. If you don't mind looking it up while I finish this spiel. Uh,
Lad.
huh?
You talking about Lad?
Oh, duh, Lad. Yeah, love Lad with Johnson, with Trey Harris and Gadsden, plus Marion Hampton and company in that offensive line. I love what the offense is going to do. I think Jim Harbaugh is going to do what he's always done. He's going to run heavy. He's going to control the pace of the game. And I think that defense is good enough, not great, but I think it's good enough to keep things in check. So give me the LA Chargers at plus 190.
Nice. Hey, and they got no. Okay. Well, and they got my boy Gary Jennings.
Okay.
The V got that game winner against Texas back in the day. Um, or I guess it was game tie or whatever. Got us back in the game. He had that 1 foot beautiful dish from Will Greer. Yeah, so unfortunately I was thinking the same thing. I feel like the Chiefs definitely could do it and have a chance. And to your point with backup, I mean, yeah, Justin Fields, but also I've seen a lot of talk about Nussmeier in his preseason games. He's played very well, has made some great throws. So of course they're just stacking their QB room. Is Bo Nix going to be back for Week 1? Is that? I mean, I think it was just like a
I
kind of
think so.
a small broken ankle or whatever it was. So I'm assuming he'll be back.
Yeah.
They'll make a good push. But this is the Chargers' year to fucking actually win the division. Who knows if they'll even like they might end up being a wild card game and losing the wild card, but that's for future talk. But this is them. This is their chance to fucking get in there, win the division, and maybe get some home field advantage. Get maybe even try to sneak into that one or two spot. I'm not saying they will, but there's a chance. They have it all around. like you said, I mean, Hampton, I had him on my fucking fantasy team last year, and it was just so fucking annoying. Like, obviously got hurt, but like, there's times he'd ball out, times he would get nothing. Um, their defense is still very solid. They got some dogs, but uh, yeah, I just think Chargers as well. It's a great plus 190. And it's, of course, it's hardball. I mean, hard to go against hardball.
Yep, yep. So we're two for two then. And we'll talk. What we'll do, Max, is we'll go through the AFC, and then if you have it, don't worry if you don't. But we'll go through the AFC, pick our winners, and then we'll add our three wild card teams at the end before we move to the NFC, just to kind of give an idea of what that playoff picture prediction is.
Okay.
Um, but that being said, we're moving on to the North. And I'm putting everything in Excel just from a few so we can track futures offhand. Um, so AFC North, you've got Baltimore looking good going into the season. New coach though, um, should be interesting. The old D coordinator from the Chargers, I believe. So great segue. And then you've got the Bengals back with Joe Burrow. Right now, Joe Burrow is healthy. Everyone else is healthy on the Bengals, and then they shook it up
Oh,
with a big trade for Dexter Lawrence. But what
do you see Jamar Chase limping off the field on Tuesday, I believe? Had
didn't
a
see
kind of a long ball and collided with the corner, or they had the weird twist, and I think he kind of hit one knee with the corner, and then which caused him to plant weird with the other knee, went down and was helped off the field. Standing, obviously not carted, but like he was down. Haven't seen anything official on that, but that is very scary for the Bengals.
Okay, didn't see that. Um, Fuck it,
What?
dude. I don't care. Give me
Yeah, it
the
doesn't.
Bengals.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
give me the Bengals to win the division. I believe it's plus 184. Um, and it's not, my wife is at the gym or something. I don't think she's home, so I don't think she can hear this. But I don't know, man. I think the new coach is gonna take. Can you look it up while I'm talking for I cannot remember this guy's name off the top of my head, the Ravens' new head coach.
Let's fucking and two, while I do that, Jamar Chase says he is, quotes, fine after that injury scare. So,
Yeah, and
Jesse
Max, how many
Minter.
times? Max, oh, Jesse Minter, thank you. Thank you. Max, how many times has your girlfriend said I'm fine when she's not really fine?
Exactly. That's why I put that in quotes. I'll tell you what, I probably won't be drafting Chase unless we get a full straight up thing from him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I will say though,
Jesse.
even with him healthy, I still love T. Higgins this year. From a fantasy perspective, probably going to play some props on him. I love T. Higgins. If Chase is hurt, then obviously all over Higgins. But yeah, give me the Bengals. I need to mix it up. I mean, I know the Chargers weren't necessarily the favorites. They were second behind the Chiefs, but it feels kind of like cheating just because the Chiefs are the Chiefs. But I don't know, man. I think it's going to take a year or so maybe to get Baltimore in check. If they just steamroll this division, I wouldn't be surprised, but especially when we're talking about an odds perspective. Um, Ravens at minus 112 is not like I feel much more confident in the Bills at minus 136 than I do Ravens at minus 112. I think the Steelers could contend. I don't think they're ultimately going to go 9-8. I know Tomlin's not there, but they've added some nice pieces. So Dexter Lawrence is going to help that rush defense because if it wasn't the worst in the NFL last year, it was in the bottom three. And Dexter Lawrence has been getting a ton of praise from the O line. on the Bengals saying this guy's a bitch to fucking guard and to block.
The
And
fucking monster. He's so fucking big.
I think the pass rushing, like I know Hendrickson's obviously a big miss for them, and he's going to Baltimore, which makes Baltimore's defense even scarier. But at the same time, it's one of those things where you're like,
So Sam Hubbard, right?
yeah. Well, and I think there's more serviceable pass rushers than there are serviceable D tackle or good D tackles. Um So I like what Dexter Lawrence is going to bring to that defense. I'm not saying it's going to be a top 10 defense overnight, but I think I mean, you saw what the Bengals did last year with one of the worst defenses in the NFL and still had chances. They didn't have Burrow for half the season and still almost made the playoffs. So if you get a healthy Burrow and that defense is 20th in the NFL, which is kind of a lot to ask for given the changes, but still, I think you can get a division win out of there. I think they're going to beat each other up too. Browns have, I don't love what they're doing right now, putting Watson at starter, but
Right. Well,
I think other than the Browns, I think the rest of the teams can beat each other up, and I don't think it's going to take like 12, 14 wins to win the division. I think you could get away with 11 and 6 or something like that. And so I like the Bengals. And also the Bengals, I think we're third in the division. So if you're doing that math with the schedule and who they're going to be playing, they're going to be playing the third best teams in some of those divisions. I think that gives them an advantage there.
yeah. No, I don't want to keep going siding with you, but I do like the Bengals a lot, and I do like the Ravens because I mean, like you said, you already mentioned that their defense is nasty. Um, I just don't know, and this has nothing to do with Lamar's performance. It has everything to do with how fucking healthy this man. Like, what this past 3 years, he's probably averaging maybe 10 games a season at most. Like, he just cannot stay healthy. Shit's going on. He's a hell of a fucking ball player, but without him, they have no offense. They
Yep.
have you could throw in fucking Tyler Huntley again and get 14 points, 10, whatever, 10, 13, 14 points. But their defense can only hold so much with just who they play. I mean, I I would want to say Ravens just so I'm not picking, so we're not side by side on every fucking pick. Um, but it's hard to go against the Bengals as well. I hope that they can stay healthy too. I mean, Joe Burrow's had a tough career. Um, and I mean, hey, you didn't even mention Chase Brown. Chase Brown's a hell of a running back too. So
Yep.
if they can establish that run game, get a little more pressure off of Joe Burrow, they can fucking roll. So I like that a lot. I'll say Ravens just for the fun of it.
Okay. No, I don't hate that. I mean, Bengals can still get in as your wild card, and I think both make the playoffs, regardless of how you want to see fit. But plus 184 is like a, and I got a hilarious now that we've done the CFB future, the college football futures, and then once we wrap this up, I've got a hilarious bet that I made when I was a little intoxicated. Last the night of the Richmond NASCAR race. So I'll read that out for funsies, just because college football futures will probably change and maybe not all will be available after this week. But I love that. Talk to me about the AFC South. Where are you going? Are you going Texans, the favorite? You've got the Colts at plus 170, the Jags at like plus 235, and Titans. I wouldn't even worry about it. Sorry, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, Titans could rebrand and it won't do anything. I don't know what
A lot of concern about Cam Ward right now.
he did have a good last 5 games of the season, or I'm not gonna say good. He picked it up the last 5 games last year. He also doesn't have anything to work with. I mean, yeah, he has nothing to work with. So that I think he'll be all right in the future. They'll get a couple more top 10 picks, maybe even be able to snag like a Smith or Williams this year or something, right? Williams can go, or has he got another year? Ryan Williams. They get
Wide receiver. Yeah, they did get Carnell Tate, but you're talking about the Titans still?
yes, I'm talking about the Titans. Sorry, I'm just
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, they may have a top three pick, so I don't know if they'll go Ryan Williams. They probably need to get some kind of O line or some shit, depending on what they look like.
whatever. They're obviously not in the question right now, or not in
We
the conversation.
already gave them too much time.
Yeah, I did because I love their new unis and their rebrand, and I have a koozie now. I should have put that on. We both,
Oh, good call.
um,
Never mind
but
it. I'll find it.
I want to, dude. Texans. It seems like the outright. I mean, they have the best. I'm gonna say it right now. They have the best defense in the fucking league. Just
Yeah.
amazing. Stroud looked like dick last year. They didn't have. I mean, I think they're what they had Nick Chubb, who was hurt a decent bit or just not playing. I don't think
Yep.
they have, but they're getting back Tank Dell. Very weird team. I want to say Texans, but I'm gonna give Lawrence one more chance. He looked like shit last year too. I want to say I think the Jags can sneak away. But this is going to be you talk about a division like the AFC North that only needs maybe 11 wins. I think this division needs fucking 9 wins to win. And I'm not going to set aside the Colts because Daniel they were what 6-0, fucking 6-1, whatever before Daniel got hurt. The best offense in the league before he got hurt. But I think that kind of just all shoots away. I think it's not going to be the same. Um, but I'm going to give Lawrence one more shot, and I'll say, give me Jags plus 245.
Ooh, okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. Parker Washington's been a stud for them these last like 6 weeks of the NFL season. Brian Thomas Jr., he played great his rookie year, was terrible last year. Don't know, but little less.
The end's nasty.
Yeah, yeah, and I like Bashal Tootin as their running back. They got Chris Rodriguez. It's not great, but that defense was really solid last year. So I do like that. Max, I'm gonna go similar by way of not going Houston. I do think Houston makes the playoff. So we'll get into the wild cards here in just a second. But team you highlighted real quickly before you went to the Jags, I love the Colts. I think JT having a full healthy season will be huge. Daniel Jones back. Yeah, you lose Michael Pittman, but you've got Alec Pierce who's going to be a little banged up to start the season, but I don't think he's going to be as necessary right away. He will be important moving down the line, but I like what they've done there. Tyler Warren's an absolute stud. That offensive line
Yeah.
is incredible. One of the more underrated offensive lines in the NFL.
Oh,
So
we
I
got you.
yeah, and I love. I mean, he might biased all biased included. Um, Probably one of the best, if not the best guard in football right now. One of the best offensive linemen in the
Like
NFL.
Zach Martin, when Zach Martin played, it just will always be the best guard.
Yep, and Zach Martin's like a nice guy. Quentin Nelson is not a nice guy in the football field. He will literally, if he could find a way to take your head out of your helmet and mush it in some dirt, he would. And so and you get Sauce Gardner for a full season at corner.
Hey,
Uh,
yeah.
I think there's a lot of good things to look at with that. And to your point on Houston Max, best defense. After watching CJ Stroud, even against the Steelers in that first playoff game, and yes, they ran away with it in the second half, but like CJ Stroud didn't do shit, and the only time he did do shit was because the Steelers turned the ball over or gave him good special teams field position. And so it's not like he had to drive super far. And yeah, I like the David Montgomery ad for Houston. I think between Woody Marks and him, I think they'll be able to lean heavily on the run game, but I'm not completely sold on that offense just yet. And I love the upside of the Colts being plus 170. Um, So I'm gonna do all those things there and go Colts. But I do think the Texans make it. I like the Jags. I just don't know. Honestly, it's that run game and like Tootin could be really good. Don't know if his ceiling is that high, and I don't know if his floor is high enough to keep like Achan or Achan, yeah, because that's how you actually pronounce his last name. Went to New Orleans in the offseason, and I think that's going to be a bigger miss because of his receptions and what he's able to do in the receiving game more than people give credit for. But I love that defense. So I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to go Colts. You're going to go Jags at plus 245. And before we move on to the NFC, I'm just going to kind of highlight who we have each and then give a wild card prediction. Doesn't We don't need to do odds and things like that, but just for the sake of it. And I'll do mine first. So I've got the Bills winning the East, Chargers winning the West, Bengals winning the North, Colts winning the South, and then my three wild card teams. There's gonna be a couple teams that are left out. The biggest omission for me is the Broncos. I love their defense. I think they've got a good chance of getting in, but I think that the Colts are going to have a good season. And so even then, I think the Texans get into the playoff. I think the Chiefs obviously get into the playoff with Mahomes. And I think the Ravens get in. So I've got Bills, Chargers, Bengals, and we're not going to do seeding and do that shit. Uh, but Bills, Chargers, Bengals, Colts, Chiefs, Ravens, Texans are my final seven in the AFC.
Gotcha.
And that's exclusive of looking at schedules and shit. It's just kind of off field. So for you, Max, you've got Bills, Chargers, Ravens, and Jags winning the division. So you've got three wild card exclusive of those.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna have to go Pats, Bengals, Texans.
I completely forgot about the Pats.
I was like, I don't remember him talking about the Pats. Or like,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah. I know because I mean, yeah,
I,
Chiefs, Broncos. To your point, like, I mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna that is tough. Oh, fuck. That's fine. You know what? I'll stick to it. I already said it. Pats won't make the playoffs.
it's fine. I don't have the Chiefs making it, so
It's fair. That's fair. Okay, I like it. I like it. Can you repeat those wild cards again, just so I write them down?
Patriots, Bengals, Texans.
Yeah, it's tough because I'm high on a couple like teams that probably might not get in, but we're doing this off of the workup.
It's
Just
hard to say that two AFC South teams are gonna get in for me, but like, there's
yeah.
no way I have the Jags going and then not the Texans.
hmm That's where I'm at with the Colts, and if I have the Bengals, I gotta have the Ravens in there because they should
Yeah, and they're minus 390 to make playoffs. But
yeah. So
who knows? You never. But that's the love of the game. That's the name of the sport.
I
Uh,
like it, man. I don't have a huge problem with leaving it. Like, yeah, I forgot about them, but at the same time, like, I'm cool with leaving them off because they're gonna have a harder schedule. Just don't know.
Love for them to not make it, but I think they'll still have a very solid year. I think they'll probably win 10 games, maybe 11, while the Bills hit 12, 13.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Well, and
they're
that
gonna
division's so shit aside from those two. Like, you got the Jets and
get 4 free wins pretty much for both of them. Come on, you got it.
Dolphins. There's so many teams that I just don't give a fuck about. And those are some of them. So, okay, I like it. I like it. Let's go on to the NFC. Start with the NFC East. Max, talk to me on who you got winning the NFC East.
I'm gonna go the favorite because they're still very well put together. Their front seven on the defense is Granted, they're just Georgia Bulldogs, but they are a very scary
Yeah.
team and have a great defense. They lost Blankenship, um, who I think is actually you might notice that a little bit in the secondary, but all around, they're still a very solid defense. They have Saquon. And Jalen Hurts, I'm not gonna. I mean, he's been great. Yeah, tush push bullshit, but like he's very good. Wide receiver core is a little less, losing Brown. Maybe that makes Smith put up a little more. But I still think that they can win this division. Commies, yeah, uh, just not there yet. It will be interesting to see how healthy Daniels can be. Dallas, I've seen a lot of talk on Dallas, and that's just, I don't know. I love their team. I love their team, and their coach actually is very good. Um, it's just hard to say that they can win it. I think not to foreshadow, but I think there's a chance they could sneak in. And then the Giants, obviously, we'll see how that goes with Harbaugh and all that shit. But I think at plus 120, I have to go Eagles because I would expect them to be a minus 140, minus 150 favorite, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't I don't hate it. I think plus 120 versus what I'm about to give you value wise is probably worth it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna buy in on the Cowboys. Um, Losing AJ Brown, I think, will be bigger than expected. I think Dallas Goedert is not what he used to be. I like Mekhi Lemon a lot, don't get me wrong. Saquon's a stud. I gotta be honest, man. Jalen Hurts has won a Super Bowl, right? He's great. I just don't know about whether that offense, they looked so fucking bad, even with AJ Brown towards the end of last year. They had some injuries. I think they're gonna be fine. I think they'll still make the playoffs, and I'm literally looking at my playoff, and I'm embarrassed to be where I'm at because as a biased Packers fan, I should be better. But I'm going because it's gonna fuck other things up. But I'm going with the Cowboys. I think Dak, a second season of Mr. Pickens. Hopefully, Lamb is fully healthy. You got Jake Ferguson. Offensive line's gotten better. They've built up that defense very heavily. Not saying Von Miller's gonna have 20 sacks and completely change the defense, but between Malachi Lawrence, Kenny Clark getting a full season, uh, they got uh, they got another defensive player in the draft. Malachi Lawrence and
The def like a yeah, defense like a secondary guy, right?
Caleb Downs. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, dude. It's been a long
Cool.
week at work.
Quinn Williams on the inside too. They
Yep.
signed him.
They traded for Rashawn Gary, who
Yeah,
I
they
think
do. Gary. Yeah.
they've got two Packers with a chip on their shoulder. Um, Caleb Downs looks like an absolute beast. So give me the Cowboys at plus 200. I know it's not the sexy pick, and you know what? I'm writing down some extra notes here because I got to change some things up. But yeah, give me the Cowboys at plus 200. I I don't think I think they can maybe win a playoff game. I I don't know. But they've got all the pieces there. And Dak, I feel like is I don't want to say severely underrated, but I just feel like he hasn't been given the best chance, an opportunity to win football games in Dallas. I think that defense has been so god awful. I think Dak Prescott could go and win the MVP.
Oh,
Uh,
shoot. I remember. Sorry, keep going.
no, no, yeah, go ahead.
No, and to your point, yeah, not under. He's not underrated, but he's underappreciated for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fair.
what 2 years ago, this they would be putting up. It'd be holy fuck. The Cowboys
Last
just put up. They was that last year?
that
Last
was,
year, even the
oh,
year before, yeah. Oh, holy fuck. Dak Prescott and the offense just put up 45 points, but they just allowed 52. Like that defense was dog shit. Um, and they've turned that around. Like their offense is very good. I honestly can't name. They got Rico Dowdle still, and then I don't know who else the running backs are.
No, Javante Williams.
Oh, okay. So no more Rico?
No, Rico's on Pittsburgh.
Oh shit. Well, still. Oh, I just excellent. No, doesn't matter. That tab doesn't matter. But still, like, yeah. I mean, they've done a lot. They've changed a lot. They've added a lot. Um, and like I said, their coach actually surprised me last year. I thought I can't pronounce his last name. It's like Schwitzelstein or something, whatever it is.
Stockheimer?
Stockheimer. Yeah. Um,
Stockheimer.
all right, whatever. Yeah. Fuck him. I don't care. Um, yeah. No, I have no. I I'm picking the Eagles because of just chemistry and what like they're still very soft. And to your point on the Chargers having the best O line, I think Eagles have them. The Eagles have the best O line right now. So if they
Yeah.
keep them healthy, keep it going, their offense is gonna find ways to win with their defense also just shutting down any sort of run game. Um, and it's hard to establish a pass game when you can't get the run going because then it's gonna be like, okay, yeah, they're just passing. Uh, Seen that multiple times with teams and in games.
You know, honestly, the biggest thing with the Eagles is that it's Lane Johnson's last year. And so I'm like, do they do a little hoorah for him? Uh, Otherwise, I think it's fair. I think anyone who wants to go Eagles, I got no problem with trying to be a little cute, but at the same time, uh, I just
Oh,
I'm
you're
very,
totally um, fucking validated for going for the Cowboys. It's totally valid.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. My therapist is usually the one that validates me, but appreciate you. Uh, but yeah, no, I get it. I get the Eagles, and I'm gonna throw a wrench in there later. But I totally get it. I think with Devontae Smith, I like him. He might be one of the best wide receiver twos of all time. I just don't know how he's going to fit in at that wide receiver one. And I love Makai Lemon too. I thought that was a great pick by them. They literally traded up against their Pennsylvania rival with the Steelers because I will never forget Sean going, "Oh, we're going to get Lemon," which holy shit, that would have been sick for Pittsburgh. Um, I'm sure Aaron Rodgers would have loved it, and Drew Aller would have too because he might be the next starting QB there. Maybe CJ Carr if he gets drafted next year by them. But totally get that. So, okay, we got Eagles and Cowboys here. Let's go. And we're going to do, Max, I know we did it in the order west or east, west, north, south. We're going to end with the north on NFC.
Yeah, I figured.
Uh, so we'll go to the NFC West. And Max, I got to go first because I just there's
Wow.
just I don't know, man. Like I think when it comes to the division, it's obviously tough. They've got some hard matchups. Rams in Seattle balled out. San Fran balled out. Cardinals are terrible. So let's just cut it down to three.
Cut down to two.
Cut it. Oh, I can't cut it down to I can't cut it down to two because I think the third team I listed is going to be the winner. And I think that's the 49ers. You got, dude, I'm telling you, man, that I'm more confident in that one in terms of like not being the favorite of the division than I am any other one. And it's the hardest division to predict because Seattle looked so good last year. JSN, Darnold, everything looked good for them, right? I get it. Rams, you got Miles Garrett now. You've got Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. You've got Kyron Williams, Matt Stafford. Yep. Give me a healthy Niners team where Brock Purdy isn't out for half the season. Give me a Niners team with Fred Warner fully healthy back. Give me a Niners team with Nick Bosa fully healthy back. Give me a Niners team with Trent Williams fully healthy back. Give me a Niners team with Christian McCaffrey on there. Give me a
That's
Niners
one.
team with George Kittle
There it is.
healthy.
Yep.
Give me a Niners team with Ricky Pearsall healthy. Oh, and guess who you fucking add in the offseason, Max? You had Deshaun Stribling, who might end up being the number one wide receiver in the next 2 to 3 years for the Niners. And give me a motherfucking Mike Evans for the Niners. Oh yeah, Kyle Shanahan's the court or the head coach. You've got this defense fully loaded back. You're telling me, Max. You're telling me. Let me go back to my notes. You're telling me the Niners are plus 305 to win the NFC West. That's fucking bonkers to me. Plus 190, sure. All right, little bit juicy. Give me the Niners plus 305 for the NFC West. I don't care that they added Myles Garrett in LA. I don't care that the Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl last year. I want a healthy Niners team. And Max, you know, from my personal experience, that there is nothing more in the NFC I hate other than losing to the Chicago Bears. It's the 49ers.
Yeah.
I they
Losing
are
to the playoffs is the Niners.
they are my boogeyman. They are my boogeyman.
Yeah.
They are Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle are in silhouettes at my doorway every single fucking Monday morning, Sunday morning,
Your
every single
sleep
time.
paralysis demons.
Yeah, George Kittle is my sleep paralysis demon. Oh yeah, and Brock Purdy's going to be fully healthy. If they stay healthy, I and that is 305 out of all the odds I picked for a division winner. The fact that the Niners are plus 305 and longer than any other division winner that I have is fucking insane. The Packers and the Bears aren't even 305, I don't think, to win the NFC North. I don't think there is a team as good as the Niners to be 305 to win their division. Are you guys 305? Okay. Still, but look, Bears had a hell of a
No,
season.
no, we're not the Niners.
No,
I
right.
can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. A fully healthy Niners team at plus 305. Give me all that fucking beans. Their schedule based on how they do the NFL schedules with like the third place team playing yada yada. If they're playing the third place team in every goddamn division, they're gonna fucking wax them. I think at minimum they go they split series with the Rams and the Seahawks. They could win more than that. And if they do, they're sitting at a two. They might be the one seed by the end of the season. Straight up, I think they could be the number one seed by the end of the season in the start of playoffs. And yes, the Niners could have played every single game in the playoffs last year because the Super Bowl was at their stadium. They could have played every single game at home. They honestly, if it wasn't for the Seahawks and with their injuries that San Fran had, um, there I just don't get it. I don't get how it's 305. I am all over that. All fucking over the Niners. And sorry, that was a long, long answer, but I am so gung ho on the fucking Niners to win this division. It's insane.
You know who you forgot to mention too? Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, Ricky Pearsall's a little banged up. Deshaun Stribling, Kittle. Oh yeah, who's their like third? They're like I don't want to say their best pass catcher, but he's
Brandon Ayuk.
no, and that's the thing. They're not going to get him back, but who knows what they could trade him for? They might be able to get something out of it from a short-term value. Maybe it's a pick, whatever. If they get picks for Brandon Ayuk, I don't think they give a shit at this point. But let's say they get someone of not likely similar value because Brandon Ayuk is really good when he plays football. But let's say they get someone of mildly lesser value. Who knows what that position is? Could be offense, could be defensive line. But you get, and I got in this argument with Grayson Shaw and Michael Carlin when I was in Chicago. And it was who's the best defensive player in football? And I said, obviously Myles Garrett. Who's behind Myles Garrett? Fred Warner. He's the best linebacker in football. There is no doubt in my mind that he's the best linebacker in football. The players' rankings, everyone ranks him. And you're getting him back and Nick Bosa, who exclusive of Myles Garrett, maybe Max Crosby. He's probably the best pass rusher. maybe Trey Hendrickson if you want to say longevity and just health things. He's a top five pass rusher, and Micah Parsons, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
he's a top five pass rusher in the NFL, and you get the number one linebacker and a top five pass rusher back with a Mike Evans who's steady Eddie. Deshaun Stribling looks like he could be a top tw 10 wide receiver in the next 3 years. And then you got healthy Brock Purdy and fucking Christian McCaffrey. Like, come on, bro. Come
Yeah.
the fuck on. Give me the Niners 305. I'm sorry, Max. Who's your pick?
No, I don't hate that at all. I mean, it is crazy to see them at a third favorite. But I mean, this division is stacked, and I'll just topple on to your Fred Warner take. But I mean, just watch it. I mean, I don't think it's the right term for a defensive guy. Field general is usually like a quarterback term, but whatever the opposite for like a middle linebacker is, where he's Luke Kuechly level of knowing everything, being everywhere, and just like when he's healthy, he is the best player on the field. Um,
Agree. Agreed.
he's just unreal to watch. I love watching him.
Yep.
So I hope and I think if it all goes well, as long as that substation can behave and not get those guys all banged up. I mean, um, and the good thing is, and I heard it on PMT earlier this week, that whatever happened with their owner, we don't got to get in depth, but that has nothing to do. They don't give a shit. They're going to be playing ball. They're going to be rolling. That has no mental factor to all the players and even the coaches. Like they're just like, okay, cool, let's fucking win some games. So I
Who
think us,
was that Chris Long? Was that the interview with Chris
yeah,
Long?
yeah,
Yeah.
Chris Long, yeah, yeah.
And he was like, we don't care.
Yeah, it's like that has nothing to do. They probably laugh about it in the locker room. Um, but I think yeah, for value wise and just knowing whatever, like this is like I'll say a three-sided coin or a three-sided die for this division. I think you could roll it and any of them can win. But if I were to pick, it would be Rams or Niners. And I'm going to say the Rams. I hate fucking doing it because they beat us last year and they just add on more people. Um, but
Yeah.
I think they are the team to kind of just do it. I mean, Sean McVay's a stud, a hell of a coach.
Oh,
Matthew
totally.
Stafford, maybe last year, maybe one more year, whatever his contract. It doesn't matter what his contract is. If they win, I bet this is his last year, as in Super Bowl. But they've added so much. Aaron Donald, I think, is still up for grabs. I think he still has a chance of coming in there. If I see Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on the fucking D line at once, that is such bullshit. That is
Yeah.
unreal and unfair. It should be illegal to have those two guys on the same line. Minus 105 too. I just can't not. If it was like minus fucking 140, whatever, I would probably be less likely to want to take it. But this is even Stevens basically. I think they have everything in it. If Puka Nakua can get his goddamn shit together, that fucking weirdo, he's just a I don't know what's going on with that kid, but he's
Yep.
got to get his shit together. I mean, I mean, the run game was phenomenal last year. I think with Williams and even throwing a little quorum in there. And who's their other? They have one other running back that was solid. I think they can get it done. I think it will be as close of as a race as it was last year. I mean, that division last year was like, how the fuck are you not winning at what 12 wins or whatever? Like
Yep.
it's crazy. This division is stacked. Besides the Cardinals, I'm gonna have to go Rams just to kind of play devil's advocate and just be the bad guy and pick them. Minus 105 is very good odds. So
Yeah, yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, their offensive line is a little shaky, but it didn't really matter because Stafford was able to ball. And then Max, another guy that we have not yet mentioned, they did trade their first round pick for Trent McDuffie, corner from the
yes,
Chiefs.
McDuffie's nasty.
Yep.
He's the Swiss Army.
Yep. I mean, dude, you got Cam Curl, Trent McDuffie, Quentin Lake, Miles Garrett, Byron Young, Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner, Puna Ford at D tackle.
Yeah, and you could say, I mean, Braden Fisk, granted he was Jared versus uh teammate at Florida State, like they're almost the same player. So like you're like, yeah, fine. And then we'll just bring in because I don't think Fisk got too much play to like he wasn't on the field every time last year. But you just throw in Fisk, you throw in Donald, hypothetically, you get Myles Garrett, the fucking leading sack of all time. Like it it's just scary and
Oh, it's terrifying.
hard to go against it.
Green Bay's playing them mid-season, and I think it's at Green Bay. And I've got a buddy who's looking at tickets and looking between the Falcons and the Rams game. Falcons game is a Thursday night game for Green Bay at Green Bay, and I'm in France,
Damn,
which we'll
that's
need to.
insane.
Yeah, I'll be there for 2 weeks of our picks, so we'll have to figure that out later. But
Maybe Sean can hop on like last time in Tokyo.
yeah,
Uh,
that or yeah, maybe we get Michael or Sean on those weeks. You guys,
yeah.
we'll figure it out. But
If I were you, I'd rather go to Falcons versus well, Rams would be a great game, obviously, but
that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't want to go to Lambeau or like Soldier Field and watch us lose.
Well, that's the thing is I can't go to the Atlanta game, and
Yeah.
then he's like, "Well, what about the Rams?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know if I want to pay that."
I'm gonna get arrested.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if luckily it's in Green Bay, if it was in LA, for sure get arrested.
Oh
If
yeah.
it's Green Bay, I might just get held back by a bunch of
We
no,
just do what Tony Romo did, just get a little slap on the wrist. Not that you'll be driving, but I'm just
no, no.
Wisconsin's so chill with it. They're like, oh, you were outside drinking. That's fine.
They're like, "Can I have a beer? Where's
Yeah.
that? Is that spotted cow? Can I get a cow? Yeah, you're gonna get it. Yeah, how many cows do you want? Can you drive me home too? Because goddamn.
Call an Uber. We'll have a beer while we wait for your Uber.
Yeah, straight up. They're so goddamn nice. So we'll see if I can get to a game. But I got no problem with that, Max. I got the Rams in the playoffs. We'll talk about the playoffs situation here in a second. But yeah, there's no doubt in my mind the Rams will make the playoffs. I just 305 is just fucking bonkers to me. I mean,
And
yeah, Bears are 305, Panthers are 310. I'm just looking at teams that Colts are
380. Yeah.
380.
I have 380 currently looking at it right now. I thought that's what you said. Honestly, I don't even think you said the odds. I think you just said Colts. What did you have them
I had like not 380.
at?
Maybe it was to make the playoffs at plus 170, and that's what I thought
Oh
the
my
odds.
God. Yeah, if they were, oh, grab it now. Yeah, it is plus 170 to make playoffs. So like, no,
Oh
that's
God, that's
not their division to, yeah.
380.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
380. What are you doing? I'm throwing too many long shots, but I fucking love it. All right. NFC West, and then just before, because it would be a shame if we didn't at least talk about Seattle. I know we neither of us have them winning the division. What's your outlook on Seattle this year?
Yeah, I was gonna say before we moved on as well. Yeah, great team, great everything. But you know how many times we've seen the Sam Darnold fantastic season and then just go back to mediocre. I think it's every other year. We see a good year at well, fuck, not the Jets, but like the
Yes.
Panthers. Panthers, very solid year, moves on, has a good year at the Vikings, moves on or whatever, and then just like see like it's just he's not consistent and he won't be next year, unfortunately. Maybe he will, maybe he'll just be able to get by, but he's not going to be able to do what they did last year. They lost Kenneth Walker. Um, I just don't know, and I don't think their defense is good enough to kind of keep them in games.
And honestly, I think the defense will be Kenneth Walker point. I think, hey, if we don't have Kenneth Walker, we don't have to pack the box with nine guys. Like we don't gotta pack the box on defense to stop Seattle's run game anymore. Jadarian Price, shout out Notre Dame, love him. I will mention him very briefly in our players' futures, but one of those things where I just between Charbonnet and him, I think they'll be decent, but I think you're going to be able to play more zone. You're going to be able to kind of step off, put more guys in the secondary, and I think JSN's going to have a good year. I don't think it'll be as good as last year, and I don't even know who their second best wide receiver is. You got Rashid Shaheed, who's solid. Um, if you can recall who their second best wide receiver is.
Oh, they got Cup still. They still got Coop.
Yeah, solid, but like he's getting up there in age.
They got no one. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think without Kenneth Walker, I think that offense is going to need some help. I think the defense will be able to hold their own, but yeah, I agree with you there. I think they can still make the playoffs. It'd be kind of, I mean, it'd be fucked if I didn't have both teams that made the Super Bowl last year making the playoffs. I already don't have the Patriots making the playoffs, and it'd be a
When's
shame
the
if
last time that happened?
I don't know. That's a great question. That's a great trivia question. I'm not entirely sure. I know you're looking that up, so I'll segue over to the NFC South while you're looking that up. Um, I don't know if we'll really have any disagreement here. Bucks did lose Mr. Mike Evans, Mr. Consistent. They got Godwin healthy now. You've got Jalen McMillan, you've got Kate Otten, you've got Bucky Irving. You've got a solid squad on the Bucks. Tristan Wirfs is an absolute stud at tackle, and Baker Mayfield, if he's got his arm and his shoulder back in good point, I it's just one of those things where I like the Saints and the Panthers potentially to contend with the Bucks, but the Bucks didn't win last year. So Panthers did. And I don't think the Panthers are going to be able to repeat what they did last year. I think the Bucks kind of blew it. They went what 6-2 or 6-3 and then went 3-6 essentially or something like that. Um, Kind of gave away the division win to Carolina in that last game in that pouring rain. I think there's too many variables that allowed Carolina to win, and I think just with the consistency of Tampa, I think Egbuka is going to step up
Yeah.
and just give me all things Bucks plus 170.
I don't, dude, man. Just real quick to go back to it. I don't know if I can, if there is. So I'm looking at teams that didn't. I'm just trying. So teams that won the Super Bowl and then didn't make it the next year is what I'm seeing. So now I'm trying to see who they played that year, or so who they played. Let's see, Niners 2014. If I don't get it
Got
here,
it. I got it.
how did you get it? Was it Niners? It was Niners, Rams, or Ravens.
No, no. So last time both participants, and this is just AI, last time both participants from the previous year's Super Bowl missed the playoffs altogether was the 2016 season when the Panthers and the Broncos did not make the playoffs the following year.
That's what I looked up. I looked up, so it was 2016, and so I looked up, and I thought that's who it would be, and then I looked up Panthers 2017 schedule, and then they lost to New Orleans in the wild card.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at Chat AI.
I
The
don't, I
only And ironically, 2016 was the last time it was done. And then before that, it was the '03 season, which was
don't.
The Bucks and the Raiders both missed the playoffs. And then the
Okay.
year before that, the Patriots and the Rams both missed the Super Bowl after they made it. So those are the only three times that's happened.
Damn.
So, uh,
Yeah, I don't do AI. I don't. Yeah, I
got
don't have AI, so I didn't do it. I just did Google.
fair.
Yeah. All right, back to
So I had the Bucks winning the NFC South.
okay. Um, I do like. Yeah, I'm sure you said it. I'm sorry, I was zoned out trying to search everything.
No, you're good.
I don't hate that at all.
I
I
don't love it though. I don't like love it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. That division is trash.
Very trash. I heard you mention the Panthers not doing great. I don't know what you said about the Saints, but give me a little Tyler Shaw action, and give me them plus 270. If Chris Olave can stay healthy and just not get touched in the head, he'll be okay. Um, I think they're on the come up. Maybe they won't win this year, but I think the Bucks have a lot of weird shit going on. They finally got Vita V via a back sign for a year. I'm sure they'll sign Baker. I mean, I know that's still going on.
I don't know. I'm hearing rumors that might not happen.
All right, well then even better. So I'll take Saints now before that changes.
Yep. That was
So
my if I
yeah,
was
I think Tyler Shaw or however you say it. It looks like
Shuck.
so,
Shuck.
but
Shuck. Like
yeah,
Shuck Monsters.
Shaw. Um, I think
No,
they got a pretty decent team. I think, or not decent. Obviously, it can't be decent if they're just gonna win. Hey, they got C.J. Donaldson. Shout out W.
nice.
Uh, by way of or Ohio State by way of W. Um, and David Long. Wait, no, that's a different David Long. Sorry, now I'm just looking at. Give me Saints. I have no explanation other than they're on the come up, and this could be a little like sneaky year when every other team is shit. Bryce Young, yeah, he's kind of picked it up a little bit. Falcons, I mean, what? I mean, you're talking about long shots. I don't hate the Falcons either. They're slowly putting a team together too. Everyone but the Bucks
Gotta
right
figure
now.
out the QB.
Yeah, everyone but the Bucks in this division right now is like slowly building up. They're like, okay, we're grabbing bits and pieces. We're slowly getting better. We're younger. We're fucking moving up. Um, but I'm gonna go Saints plus 270.
Okay. I like that. I think if I wasn't going Bucks, I think I would go Saints. And there's I feel like they've just when you add a lot of pieces and you're just like, I don't know how it's gonna fit just yet.
Yeah,
But I love Jordan Tyson and Olave together. Jawan Johnson's a sneaky, solid tight end. Shuck has played very well. You got Achan and Kamara in the backfield now. And then you got Estime, who's their third running back, who's a beast.
dude, who looks like he has slimmed down, but like he's not a fucking boulder now. He's just like a massive rock. Like he looks like what you need to like. So his speed's picked up, like his explosiveness, like, but he still has that fucking just solid muscle. He looks so good when I saw like a little glimpse of their preseason game. He just looks. I mean, he was fucking huge at Notre Dame, like just huge. So he's leaned up, is what I'm trying to say, and which is huge for that speed and explosiveness. Or
And I mean, O line at least. I mean, Kamara's going to get catches. Ed Achan's going to get catches. He's going to get rushing. They've got three solid running back. One very good one very good, used to be very good, and then one who has potential to be very good with our bias included. But like between that, the two new, you got Tyson with Olave now. Olave's not going to get doubled as much. And Juwan Johnson kind of in the flats and kind of splitting the seams and things like that. I love the Saints. I got to go with Tampa, and I think Baker. If anyone is nasty with a chip on their shoulder, it's Baker Mayfield. So I think after losing the division, if they won the division last year, I'd probably go Saints. But since they lost to the Panthers in the way they did, I'm going Bucks. But I like the Saints there too. So
Baker's still only 31 years old, which is crazy. I feel like he's been in the league for 10 years.
yeah, well, he was like a freshman red shirt, just balling out, and then we're like, what the hell? And then he's just been playing forever. And then he went to Cleveland, and then Carolina, and then the Rams for a day,
Hmm.
and the Bucks. So.
I forgot about that Rams era.
Oh yeah, if you watch, have you watched Quarterback on Netflix?
Nah, I don't have Netflix anymore.
Oh, okay. You hit me up. I got you.
Can't, it can't share it or anything. It's all
Mary Bet, my mother-in-law, has an account that she still uses, apparently. All right,
oh,
we'll figure
it's
it
all
out.
good.
We'll talk offline. Uh, cool. Let's move on to the latest and greatest division. We're gonna try and not get too sidetracked on our Bears Packers like preview. This isn't a Bears Packers preview show, so I'm gonna try and avoid as much as possible not to get into that. So Max, let's just because what we're talking about is futures. Who do you like to win the division? And if it's the Bears, that's fine. Have some conviction, but if it's not the Bears, who is it?
No, I was gonna say, how about we do a non-biased who's gonna win the division?
All right. And on three, I'm going to count down from three. And we'll say who we think. All right. Ready? Three, two, one. Lions.
Y'all,
Ooh.
I think I'll just jump into it. I think y'all easily can. You have everything in line. I know I was watching ESPN earlier or NFL Live. I know you have that shit with Josh Jacobs going on.
Yeah,
Um,
that's scary.
and that definitely hurts y'all a lot if it ends up going the way it does and he doesn't play and whatnot, all that stuff. But I
Yeah.
think if y'all can stay healthy, obviously you'll have Parsons back, and that was a huge flip for y'all's defense without Parsons. I mean, it's totally just a huge difference. Uh,
Yep.
but you have everything in line. This is kind of not obviously not, but kind of like LaFleur's year to find like he needs to get shit done. He needs to get through. I mean, even to like the NFC Championship, like he needs to do shit. I think you're right with the Lions. I think they are the pick to pick. Um, I don't know. I mean, this is biased. I think without Ben Johnson, I don't know what much they can do. Um, I just think Lions. I mean, and they. I mean, dude, they were hurt more than anyone last year. Like
Yeah,
that's their
that's
defense is shit though. Still, like doesn't really matter. Their defense still is not great. Jared Goff might be on a slow decline. He played good last year, but like you just had all things have to go the Lions' way for shit to happen. And to your point on third team playing third teams, this will help them with their schedule, obviously. And they had that rougher schedule last year, being number one the year before. But I think there's a lot of things that can go wrong and right. They were very unlucky last year. Who's to say that they won't be unlucky this year and just not be able to produce as much? But I think this is a year that y'all could. I know Bears got pretty. I mean, honestly, Bears got kind of lucky sneaking in to win it last year. Um, but I just think y'all easily, not easily, but like this is a season where y'all can get back the division because what it's been 3 or 4 years, 3 4 years.
2021.
Shit, yeah, fuck, really.
Yep.
It's not feel that long ago. But yeah,
Yes. Five
I
years.
think Jordan Love. Granted, I fucking hate him. Um, I think if y'all can get him acquainted and kind of well not acquainted, he made some really bad decisions last year. Just like some plays just completely threw off the game.
Yeah.
He can fix those little mistakes and shit. I think y'all have a chance for sure. And plus 225 is not bad at all.
And I won't, I'll, fair. I thank you. The one thing I'll add without getting into too much detail, two things actually. One, uh, it's kind of twofold, but I think given the Josh Jacob news, I think Jordan Love's gonna have to put the offense on his back for these first few weeks. I don't really know. If we want to be completely candid, if you choke a girl and you got some abuse stuff going on, you should probably get suspended. Now,
Yeah,
from a football perspective,
and history for the NFL.
history, it's probably four games. Unfortunately, I probably should be more. Don't want to get into it. Either way, with that all being said, Jordan Love's gonna have to sling the ball around. Watson's gonna be healthy, and what I'm really intrigued by, other than Kraft being fully healthy as well, so we'll put
Yeah.
health aside. Matthew Golden has been balling out in training camp. He's been balling out in joint practices. He's been balling out in spring stuff. So I'm expecting a very big year from Golden. Second thing, I don't want to play what would have happened in these Bears games. However, if you get a guy like Trey Smack at kicker to take over for Brandon McManus, and Trey Smack has hit a 57 and a 58 yarder in preseason already, he's perfect on preseason. He didn't have the best camp, but when it came to preseason games, he hasn't missed a kick. He's hit two over 55 with the 57 and the 58. If you just replace it and say Trace Mack hits that go ahead uh three pointer against the Bears at halftime in the playoff game, and then he also hits that like 47 yarder towards the end of the game where it would have forced you guys to go for a touchdown, whereas we were playing more for a field goal. Playing for that touchdown might have dropped our secondary back. Maybe not saying that DJ Moore touchdown pass wouldn't have happened, but like you saw that sideline pass, and like between the two of those, we might have played a little bit more, not prevent, but between a prevent and like a cover three, we would
It
have
would have been a different approach. Yeah.
definitely a different approach. And that's the playoff game against you guys. And then the other game we lost to you guys, same concept. If we hit a couple more field goals that McManus missed, on top of other games where he missed field goals, that's a huge difference. And so I think between Golden stepping up and playing well and Trey Smack being there, it's big. I think it's all dependent, to your point, it's all dependent on Micah Parsons. He might not play the first couple games this year. So it really depends on his health and when he's able to be back. I hope they don't rush him back. Um, Schedule gets pretty heavy in the mid, probably after week 4, I think is when it starts to get really grinding. They've got the Packers have, I believe it's the Bills, the Rams, the Patriots. I just had sent a text about it. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick because I can't pull up the schedule quick enough. So they've got the Rams, Bills, Texans, Bucks, and Pats for non-divisional matchups. That's
Oh,
tough.
he was saying to start off the season. I was like, dude.
No, no, Vikings to start the season, but they've got those guys, those 5 matchups as non-divisional on top of playing the Bears twice, top of
Uh,
playing the Lions twice. And honestly, I'm not saying that they will, but there's a chance they could
possible.
split a series with the Vikings. Minnesota, we don't know with Kyler Murray because they were a quarterback away from being
They,
decent.
they sure were.
And they were, I think they still won 7 games with JJ McCarthy, and that's terrible. So I like that. I am going with the
Right.
Lions. I think the Bears will be solid. I do think that them being in first place puts their schedule a little bit harder than maybe what they expected. So I don't love the NFC North picture, but if Detroit stays healthy, I think they win the division, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay. And I'll let you for Bears, I mean, you get a lot of defensive help. You get rid of DJ Moore, but you got a Dunze, Colson Loveling, Monungai is gonna have a big year. You got DeAndre Swift, and that offensive line was one of the best in the country. So I'll let you, since you gassed me up from a Packers perspective, give me just a smidge of a spiel on the Bears and what we're looking forward to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think our run game's gonna be phenomenal. Which is gonna be crucial for, opening up passing plays, like I've already mentioned, or the passing game. I'm relying heavily on Monungai to be our guy for the running. I think Caleb Williams will obviously kind of or hopefully take that extra step up, even more than what he did from 1 to 2, year 1 to 2. Um, I can't I don't have too much. I think a big thing is our defense. I would have loved to get Vita onto our D line. We still have some gaps in there. We got Jack Sanborn back, and I think he's an absolute dog at linebacker. He's one of those guys that's just everywhere on every tackle. You're like, oh, there's 57. Don't know if that will be his number this year, but that's what it was. Um, I don't know. I am so optimistic, and I think I was saying this beginning of last year. Like I'm sitting 50-50 of make playoffs to not. It's a hard ass division. It's very hard conference. Like I mean, we've talked about it already. Like just I mean, Eagles, Cowboys, Bucks, Saints, whatever, Rams, Seahawks, Niners. Like it's hard to even get like you almost have to win the division to fucking make playoffs for some of these. Like it's gonna be hard to
Pretty much, but the NFC West. Like, I
yeah,
think if you're not in the NFC West, you got to win the division.
right, exactly. So it's gonna be hard. I don't hate the plus 305. I'm not gonna get shitty about that. I think that's pretty fair. Um, I don't know. I just hope I know I mean, it's Ben fucking Johnson is what my thing is. I'll say Ben Johnson is one of the best coaches in the league already.
Love
Um,
that.
just an absolute animal. He gets the team. I mean, you see it. People probably hate it, but you get those. After a good win, he's fucking in there. He's taking his shirt off. He's fucking good, better, best. Like, yeah, it gets annoying to other people, but like that is what brings teams together. That is what keeps the chemistry and morale going. Like he is an amazing coach, and I think Caleb is a fantastic leader, despite what all the other just knucklehead shit people want to say about him. Um, he is the guy, and I'm excited for this year. I'm nervous, of course. I mean, you're coming off of a division. You won the division last year, so people are almost expecting you to win it again in a way. Um, it will be tough. I'm gonna take every week with a grain of salt, and we'll just see how it goes, but hoping for some playoff action again and maybe even further than just getting past the wild card stage. So, but it's going to be tough. It's this conference, finally, the NFC, I think, is harder than the AFC. It's been a few years going where, I mean, even last year, I think, was the first step in it being harder. But like, I mean, the years prior, it was Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, um, even throw in little Chargers, whatever. Like it's been tough to get through, and it'll just be interesting. I'm excited. I'm not taking my highs hopes because I'm a Bears fan. I know what happens when I get my hopes high. Um, so I'm just keeping it low key, keeping it going, just cheering on the boys every week.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about Ben Johnson's kind of like cheesiness. I don't know about you.
Yeah, cheese.
I love the show Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
He does some similar things. I don't think he's full Ted Lasso, but he's got some Ted Lasso in him. And if you don't like Ted Lasso, then fuck you, honestly. Uh, but yeah, no, I don't hate it. I hate how much I love Ben Johnson, and I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to give you too many flowers, but I like that. So then, from a prediction standpoint, are we both on the Lions, or what are you doing here?
no, I'll do Packers.
Okay. I feel like this is just a fucked up thing that you're just to let me down.
Just
Maybe.
get it.
Yeah. Was that 225?
Yeah, I just clicked away from it. One sec. Choose, yep, 25.
Alrighty, Maxwell. I'm gonna read out our winners, and then I'm gonna give my wild card three spots, and then you're gonna give your wild card three spots. We're finally gonna get to conference winners, Super Bowl winners, and player props because we've been talking a lot about division winners, which is good because we've talked about it, so we don't need to talk too much about playoff and the Super Bowl and conference winners. But that being said, given my picks, Cowboys winning the East, Niners winning the West. Lions winning the North, Bucks winning the South. My three teams to make the playoffs: the Rams, the Packers, and the Bears. What does that mean, Max?
Ooh.
For the first time since 2016, the two teams playing in the Super Bowl the season prior will not make the playoffs.
I don't hate it. I mean,
That's my hot take, and I'll pull it up while you keep going because I'm gonna pull up the odds that neither of them make the playoffs parlayed. But sorry,
oh,
continue.
yeah. No, I really sorry, I don't know why I'm leaning off camera. I truly don't hate that. I don't have, I'll say right off the bat, I don't have Seattle making it either. Pats was more of almost like a sympathy thing, slash like they do have kind of it all put together. But to my NFC picks, I am gonna go. You didn't have Lions? Or no, you did. You had
I had
Lions.
Lions,
Yeah, so it was
Packers, and
Lions
Bears.
winning. Yeah,
Yep.
gotcha. Shit, this is hard.
So just to read out what you have, just to give you a perspective, you got Eagles winning the East, you got Rams winning the West, Saints winning the South, and the Packers winning the North.
All right. Give me the boys. Give me just I'm gonna go non-biased. Give me boys, Lions, and Niners. As
Okay.
in boys as in Cowboys, not my boys.
Well, once you said you're not going biased, that's when I
Oh,
remember.
true, fair. Yeah.
I don't hate that. You don't if you don't have them making the playoffs and they make the playoffs, what a good little
I'm
surprise.
happy. Yeah. It's almost like last year. I was thinking like 9 wins last year, and then we wouldn't make it.
Yeah, that's also fair. Okay. Okay. All right. I like that. We got our playoff pictures there. Take those bets as you feel necessary. But Max, we're gonna move on to the um, conference winners. So starting with the AFC, who do you like to win the AFC?
I'm gonna say my pick, and then I gotta go run and get a beer. Sorry, I thought I prepped enough, and I didn't. But
No, well, it's like a 2 hour pod at this point.
to win the AFC. Sorry, Hester. I know you don't like clapping. To win the AFC, I don't want to do it because they botch every year. But fuck it. No, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I am. Give me Bills plus 500.
That's what
This
I'm.
has to be their year. I mean, like, and this is what this is their first full year without McDermott, right? Or it was last year their first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Got
this is
Joe
their
Brady.
first year with Brady. Yeah, so
Yep.
I think kind of a little change in vibes. I know they all love Brady. Granted, he's been there for however long, being their OC. Um, but I think, yeah, you could change up the vibes a little. Josh Allen is still that fucking guy. Wouldn't be surprised if he wins MVP this year. Um, Gets a little shit going, but I like it a lot.
Okay.
You can see,
Okay.
and I'll stick around for NFC if we both have the same thing.
Yep. I like the Bills at plus 550. The only other one is more of a long shot. I don't hate the Bengals at plus 1025. Um bit of a long shot, but I'm riding the Bills, but if I gotta take a longer one, it's Bengals. I love the Bills. I agree with you there. I think with Mahomes being kind of down and out, I'm not super confident on the Ravens. I think the Chargers are good. I don't think they'll necessarily make the playoff or they'll make the playoffs, but I don't necessarily see them winning the whole thing.
Good
And then
show.
Colts and Chiefs, I just don't feel great. So most confident team in the AFC is Bills for me.
Wait,
So
did you have Ravens at least making playoffs?
yep, I had Chiefs, Ravens, Texans.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um also Patriots to miss the playoffs, parlayed with the Seahawks to miss the
Yeah.
playoffs is 706. They're both like 185 each.
Sure, buddy. Stop. I want to.
So
Damn, I don't hate that.
I don't either. I would have thought it would have been more juicy if I'll be honest with you. So that makes me feel better about leaving them off. And then I'll do NFC and then I'll let you rip and then go rip a woo. Or actually you go. and then I'll rip it.
Okay. I have a very tough time. I feel like I know you're going. I'm just gonna do it because I talked them up so much. Give me, and I hate going both favorites, but give me Rams plus 295. I mean, last year they had it, and then didn't, and then they added even more people and better people. I think this is like I'm trying to think, like almost like Heat, like Heat with LeBron getting the big three, didn't win their first year. Granted, I mean they made it to the finals, but like didn't get it the first year, made some switches and changes, worked it around, got even better, and then they're gonna get there the next year.
Yeah, that's fair. And honestly, Max, if I wasn't going with this team, which is a long shot, I would absolutely go Rams. And honestly, from like a safe perspective, I don't hate it at all. So I do like the Rams. If I'm not picking the or if I'm not picking this team, I'm picking the Rams. And that's the team I've already talked about. And I don't need to go on that. But Fred Warner, Nick Bosa,
Yep.
Deshaun Stribling, Mike Evans, George Kittle, Mike Evans, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Nick Bosa. I'll just keep repeating the names till it gets in your goddamn head. But give me the Niners at plus 960. I'm not talking about anything crazy, but plus 960 is I'm all over that. And you know what? Wouldn't be surprised if the motherfucking Niners beat the Packers in the conference championship um to just wipe my tears away. But if I'm not going Niners, I love the Rams. I think it's one of those two teams. I don't feel super confident about the Cowboys, the Lions, the Bucks, the Packers, or Chicago as much as I am those two. I think both of them, and I hope the NFL sets it up, and I hope it works out where they play each other in the conference championship. Obviously, would love to see the Packers there, but if it's not them, that's who I want to see. Give me the Niners at plus 960. So you've got Bills, Rams. I've got Bills, Niners. Give me that Super Bowl champion.
Yep, I like it. Oh, you're saying one set. You go first.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think the Bills get it done this year. I think DJ Moore is a nice add. I think you add Bradley Chubb and Joey Bosa on the side. I think you've got a very solid defense that has been kind of the issue as of recent past. And then you get DJ Moore, who, let's say Keon Coleman doesn't pan out. That's fine. But let's say he is now wide receiver three. Maybe he gets some opportunities there. But with Shakir, Kincaid, Knox, James Cook, and Josh Allen in that O line. Plus, if Buffalo somehow gets playoff advantage and they get home field advantage in the playoffs, uh, nobody wants to go to Buffalo. And they didn't get that luxury as much this year as they were planning to. But if they get the advantage and they win their division and they win it outright handily, uh, got no issue with the Bills in the winning the Super Bowl just for the sake of the odds. Because of the matchup, Niners are plus 1900. So Bills at 1,000, Niners at 1900 for both matchups, but give me the Bills at 1,000.
All right, I like it. Well, I'll go Rams then, plus 550, just so we're not doing the same shit. But also, like I said, this has to be their year, or else they might not make playoffs the fall like next year. You know?
Yeah, yeah. 550 for the Rams, right?
Yep, plus 550. Because I mean, what they have? I don't even know who their backup quarterback is. Like, say Stafford's done. I don't know who they got at quarterback.
Stetson
That's
Bennett.
in minute. That's who. Yep. 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 Yep.
So, okay. I love it. All right, Max. Because
I
we've been
kind of hate it, dude. I don't want to pick the Rams.
Makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we're picking two heavily favorites. But yeah, I like it. Okay. All right. Last thing before we get off, because we got to get this futures section wrapped up because we've been doing this for quite some time, probably an hour now, if not longer, just off
I
of
think we started at like 6:30. Yeah,
yeah.
6:40.
Yeah. So we'll run through some player props. I'm not going to give a ton of explanation unless I feel necessary. Max, I know you got some. So I guess since I know I probably have more, I'll just start with one. We'll just ping pong back and forth and we'll just see how it goes. And then if you run out and I still have more, I'll just rip them off.
Word.
I'm tired. It's been a long week and I love football and I love doing this. But we've given you guys more than enough content on a prediction basis. So uh, we're gonna give you more, but we're gonna try and slim this down now that we're not talking about teams, we're just talking about guys. So I'll start off very biased. Jordan Love, 3,500 yards or more passing, minus 125. I think he can get close to 4,000. I think the main thing I'll say is kind of what I already hit on earlier. We don't really know what's going on with Josh Jacobs. And if Marshawn Lloyd's the starting running back, they're going to throw the ball a lot. Golden looks good. Kraft is back and Watson's back. So
Is Lloyd gonna be it? I mean, is he gonna fucking play this year for finally?
I don't know. At that point, just sign some guy off the waivers. There's plenty of running backs that could, I mean, get
That
Le'Veon.
Frank Gore will come back and play.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell, Walter Payton, all those guys. I don't Dorsey Levens, give me James Starks, give me
Nice, good pull.
yeah. So give me it doesn't matter. I think the passing game is gonna be big, especially early in the season. So I think Love gets 3,500 at minus 125. And that's probably the juiciest one I have. And it's the only Packers one. So had to give that out.
Yeah, no, I like it. I'll ride the bias wave with you. Get this out of the way. Caleb Williams, regular season passing yards, 36, 49 and a half.
Okay.
I believe last year it was, yeah, I think he had 39, 46 or something like that. He was, I mean, it was because it was a huge thing. He was just about to get 4,000 for the first time for Bears. He was, yeah, I think it was 49, 46 or 39, 46. Sorry. Um, I think maybe there is a chance he won't get close again, but I think maybe a 38 isn't hard to ask for. I think we are going to rely on the run game a little more this year, but that also opens up big plays for the pass game. And I think he's going to have a lot more, like a more 300-yard passing games and stuff like that this year. Um,
Yeah.
I think I just and maybe it is the year. He's minus 120, so it's obviously favored that he goes over that 36.49. Or I'll just say 36.50. But yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, he has to.
Yep. No, I love that. Awesome. Give me another quarterback for 3,500 or more. And I'm surprised because his odds are better, more to us than Jordan Love, but he's in some of the projection sites I looked at, he's projected like 300 yards more than Jordan Love. That's Tyler Shuck. 3,500 passing yards, minus 110.
I love it. I didn't even have him down, but I like that a lot.
Yep. And that's it. He's got new weapons, better team, all that good stuff. So I'll try and keep it short there.
Yep, sounds good to me. I'll help you out on one. And this isn't really like a full one, but I think Burrow can get to 4,000 yards. I
Yep.
think um minus 110. Obviously it's 39995, 3,999.5, but 4,000, I think he can get there. Chase Brown is a huge asset on that little, run a little with a sweep, I guess you would call it, little mountain sweep. I like that a lot. I think he can get there, and he's going to need to get there for if they want to make playoffs and win the division for you.
Yep. Yep. I think that's fair. All right, so I'm moving off quarterbacks, going to a couple wide receivers here. Ted McMillan, 1,000 yards or more at plus 125. Projection sites are putting him at like 1,100, 1,150. He's the main target. He's no longer a rookie. He's getting dialed in with Bryce Young. He's got an off season to get dialed in. Run game with Chuba and Jonathan Brooks should be solid, but I think Ted's gonna get his fair share of targets, and I don't see a reason why he can't go 1,000 or more. So,
Yeah.
given that it's plus money all over.
Yeah. 949.5 too, by the way, for minus 110. Just his over under for Ted.
Okay. Okay. So I like that. I mean, I
So yeah,
love that.
I mean 50 yards more is not a big reach to ask for.
No, I guess plus 125 versus minus.
Yeah,
It's kind of crazy for 50 yards,
yeah,
which would
exactly.
be a goddamn shame if it hit in between, but that's fine.
I'm gonna rock on my Saints bet and your Shuck bet. Give me Chris Olave, praying he stays healthy. Uh, he 1,050 at 49.5, obviously, but 1,050 for 115 minus 115.
Oh, I love that. That's
Yeah,
huge.
absolutely. Stays healthy. He hits that easily. He probably gets 1,200 if he's plays every single game.
I was just gonna say, if healthy, I don't see that being a problem.
Yep.
That's um, love that. So we go from Chris Olave at Ohio State. We go to Zay Flowers from Boston College. Main target for Mr. Lamar Jackson. 1K receiving yards as well. He's projected about 1150. His 1K is minus 110. So give me all that. I think he's going to be a huge target. Isaiah Likely's gone, so it's just Mark Andrews, which, yeah, he's been great. His career hasn't been great as of the last couple years. I think they're going to open the offense up a bit, and Zay Flowers should be able, as long as he's healthy, should be able to get those touches.
Yep. I like that a lot. Um, and I'll throw a bias one in as well. Luther Burden, he's at 850, 849.5. I'm just gonna round up. But
Oh, yeah.
minus 110. I think obviously with DJ gone, Rome is sitting at 824.5. But Luther's gonna be wide receiver one. Luther's gonna be that guy. He is a fucking monster. I think he probably hits damn near 1,000.
Yep. Yeah, his 1,000. I almost put that as one of my bets. His 1,000 was like plus 180, plus 200.
Yeah.
Which I still really liked that, given the DJ Moore exit. So 850 at minus 110, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
One that's gonna hurt us from an NFC North perspective, but he's the best wide receiver in the division. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Maybe not the best. He's like 1B to Justin Jefferson's 1A, I guess. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1,250 receiving yards is minus 110. I think he gets around 1,300 easily. I think he could get up to 1,500. So I think he sits between 13 and 1,500. And if I think his floor is 1,300, that's an extra 50 yards. And I'll take that at minus 110.
Hmm. I like that. I'll give you one more receiving, and this is I feel like kind of a stretch, but we shall see. He's got Jacoby Brissett throwing to him for now. Might end up being Carson Beck down the line, but everyone loves a good old tight end. Give me Trey McBride at 999.5 at minus 110. So 1,000 yards for minus 110.
Yep, I love that. And
Especially if Carson comes in. That I mean, a young quarterback's favorite target is a tight end, and one of a top five tight end at best. So
yep, and I know it's gonna take a second. Cardinals are playing the Packers this week, tomorrow actually. Because they did the joint practice with them. He had 1,200 yards last year on 126 catches. Second, second in the NFL on receptions. Not just tight ends receptions. Number two in receptions behind JSN. Um,
I would
or
not have. Yeah, I
or
think
maybe it was Puka, or was it Puka? I think it was JSN. I think he
I
had like
think Vegas said
yeah. Um, but if you look at, I mean, yeah, maybe not a great example because the last couple weeks of the season they were trash. Yeah, but either way, 1,200 yards last year on 126 catches. I think it's repeatable. Maybe not 126 catches, but let's say he gets 100. I still think he's able to get 1,200 or
I
a
wouldn't
thousand.
have guessed that honestly. With how that offense was, like
Yeah,
I watched them here and there and shit, but like wasn't expecting it to be that good. So I'll take that.
in his last three games, he didn't even have above 75 receiving yards on top of that. So 14 games, he essentially had 1,000 yards in 14 games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I love that. Um, moving on for me at least.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Moving on to running backs. I'm torn on this, but the fact that it's plus 100 and it's plus money, I have a hard time not playing it. And he plays for potentially the worst team in football right now, but they got Malik Willis. They got a new head coach in Jeff Hafley. Give me Devon Chan at 1,000 rushing yards at plus 100. He's
Yep.
posted like 1,200 in a bunch of things I looked at. So I didn't see one below 1,100. And I think he's going to get a lot of carries. Him and Willis are going to run that read option kind of shit. Um, he's going to get a lot of receiving yards as well. But I think he should be able to clip 1,000 yards rushing.
Yep. I like that a lot. He's gonna be ball. I mean, yeah, I think Willis does well, but aside from him and Willis, they have nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it. So
Or
they're gonna have to
Waddle,
really count him a good
complete.
bit.
Um, so I like that there. You got anything else, or do you want me to just rip these off?
I've got one more pretty fun, but like also how the fuck not? Like how does he not? Well, actually, I have two. I've got one to your
Yeah.
right point,
Yeah.
and then
Well, then we'll go back and forth
yeah.
until you're done.
How the fuck does he not? Lamar Jackson, four tutties, rushing tutties at minus 115. He has to. Like what? And granted, to my point about him being healthy, but I still think, how the fuck does he not get four rushing touchdowns? That's him. That's what he does.
Yep. No, I love that. I didn't even see that. I think that's a great pick. Um, let's see. This one's a little bit juicier. I've got some other less juicier ones, but this is one of the juiciest props I have. Um, complete bias, but also after watching him hurdle a guy or two in preseason and after watching what he did for Notre Dame last year, give me Jeremiah Love to get 1,000 or more rushing yards plus 250.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not asking for a crazy season, but 1,000 yards in a not so great offense that they need to start relying on it. I think James Conner had over 1,000 yards rushing last year, and I think Jeremiah Love, given his health, I know he got a little banged up in preseason. I'm not sweating that too much. I think that was just one of those things where they probably held him out precautionary. So yeah, give me Jeremiah Love, 1,000 rush yards plus 250.
Nice. I like that. I'll go with my last one. Jump into the defensive end because I love my defense. Um, I mean, I know he's gonna get a little less looks for it. Um, but Myles Garrett at 15.75 sacks for the year at minus 120 is just too easy to take. He just coming off of what, 22 and a half, 23, whatever it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, 23.
Yeah, it's cool. He gets fucking eight less sacks, and you're accounting for eight less sacks. Yeah, or I guess it would be seven, but
And
almost seven.
God forbid they get Aaron Donald. If they get Aaron Donald on top of it, it's just going to free him up more.
Yeah, that's the center and guard taking Aaron Donald while he's one on one with the tackle. Maybe a little push from the tight end. Yeah, it's easy money.
Yeah, that's my car. Why is my car going off? The keys are downstairs. Apparently, my car alarm's going off. I can hear it. I didn't realize that was my car. I don't know
I
why my
always do that. I'm like, nah, there's no way that's my car. And then it eventually goes off. I'm like, cool.
I don't know why that would be my car. But yeah. So uh yeah, no, I
That's
could.
all I got.
What were those odds that you had?
Minus 120, 15.75.
Okay, let me raise you one better on Myles Garrett, Max. Um, he had 23 sacks last year. He led the league in sacks last year. Who's to say he can't lead the league in sacks again?
Ooh, yeah.
Plus 250.
What?
Plus 250 to be the NFL sack leader.
Is he? And he's the favorite?
He's the favorite at plus 250.
Damn, give me the two behind him. Just give me the top three. Him,
Hutchinson and Crosby.
True. Hutchinson's coming off an injury.
And he
Damn.
had 14 and a half last year.
Yeah, damn. He was rolling until he got hurt. Wait, no, he got hurt the year before.
Yeah, no, he was healthy this year,
Yeah,
14 and a half this year.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Give me that plus 250 for sure.
Dude, I was very I when I looked at it, I was like, wait, are we and I don't even think it's up anymore. Yeah, it must have gone away. Yeah, I don't know where it went. It was there though. It was there. I promise you it was there. It might be down right now. Yeah, it was. It was in between receptions and tackles and assists.
Damn.
Maybe it changed, but if that thing pops back up, I mean, if as long as it's like one plus 150 or better, I don't know why
Yeah.
I take it. And I thought that was crazy. I should have listed it earlier, but since you just brought it up, that's a good segue. So I love that. I've got four more picks. Do you have anything else, or do you want me to just rip these off?
Rip him off. I'm good. I'm out.
Okay. All right. First one might be my favorite. I don't like in terms of long season odds. I don't like love it in terms of like I have to play it alone and I feel like I would have to put a lot of money on it and maybe I will, but I love this bet. Jonathan Taylor 1250 or more rushing yards at plus 105.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think he goes for minimum 1400. I think he goes between 14 and 1600. He might lead the NFL in rushing this year. I think he's going to get plenty of carries. He's got a great offensive line, and he's got just enough of a pass game to kind of give him less attention. So give me all things Jonathan Taylor, 1250 at plus 105. The next one is going to be Emeka Egbuka at 1,000 receiving yards at plus 125. No more Mike Evans. Chris Godwin is great. He's coming back from an injury, but at the same time, I think Egbuka, he went for 1,000 last year. I think he's gonna go for more than 1,000 this year. I
He
think close.
slowed down after like the first 8 games. Like he was rolling, and then they slowed down. I mean, along with the Bucks, like he could have had fucking 1,500.
Exactly. And I think maybe that little stoppage put people kind of off of him. But yeah, if I can get plus 125 for Egbuka on that, 1,000 yards, then I'm gonna take that. So I love that there. I'm just typing away. Who's the other one? JT. Sorry, just writing these down. Uh, oh shit. Sorry, typed that in the wrong spot. The other one I'm gonna give, or actually the last two I'm gonna give are rookies. And I wanted to try and save those for last. I did give the Jeremiah Love one out already, so I love that bet there. But if we're talking rookies, there's two guys I'm eyeing. One is a counterpart of Mr. Jeremiah Love last season at Notre Dame, Jadarian Price. His 750 rushing yards is plus 125. So I love that. I think that's pretty damn good odds. I think he's going to be close. He's not going to hit 1,000, but he's going to be up there. And I think with Charbonnet, I think he's going to be able to take a good chunk of those yards, especially from what Kenneth Walker was able to do. So I
Right.
love that. And then the last one I'm going to end with is a guy, I don't know if he's just talking shit, but at the same time, I love that he's talking shit. I just don't know the QB situation. Well, we know the QB situation, and the QB is Deshaun Watson. Um, so I'm hesitant to do this, and this is why I'm leaving it for last. But Casey Concepcion has been looking baller for the Browns. And for him to get 750 receiving yards or more is plus 150. And I'm not saying that he's going to have a 1,500 yard season. I don't even know if he's going to hit 1,000 just based on the uh the team that they have at hand and how terrible that looks. But 750 receiving yards at plus 150, I got to take a little nibble.
Nope. I love not last year, the year before, KC on the Wolf Pack. I think I had him with Leary. I think Leary was throwing to him
Yeah.
at in NC State. Um, and
And then
then
he goes to 8M.
yeah, then he went to A&M. Like I loved him. He was awesome. He's one of the like that's why I love like. All right, no, I'm not gonna get off. But like Zay Flowers, I had. And Trey Palmer, who has not really done much, but like Trey Palmer from Nebraska was always a stud for me 2 or 3 years ago on college football fantasy.
Yep.
I love college football fantasy. You draft these guys and you're like, oh shit, they're fucking ballers, and that's what happens. So I love KC. He's a stud, like great route runner. So I like that a lot. But
Yep.
he just needs a quarterback, and Shadur and Watson. I mean, fuck, are they going to throw Dylan Gabriel out there at some point? Like, what the fuck? It's a shit show over there, but I'm sure he should be able to get like 800, you know?
Yep. I completely agree. 750 is not asking for a lot. I think he's projected around 850, so that's fine with me. If we're talking rookies between Price, Love, and Concepcion, I feel like those are pretty good bets. So absolutely love that. That wraps up my futures. Anything else from you before we get the fuck out of here and enjoy the rest of the day?
No, sir. I think I'm all betted out.
All right, for the sake of it, I'm just gonna count. I just want to count how many picks we gave you guys today. Just off of NFL futures, player props, and um division winners, Super Bowl winners, and conference winners. We gave you 38 NFL picks, and we gave you, looks like we gave you about eight college football picks. So, I mean, we gave you 40 plus picks just today. Can promise you moving forward, it won't be the same. So, if you haven't listened to the college football preview, would recommend listening to that as well. Just I think it's like the 30-minute mark on our last podcast. You start there, you'll get all of our futures. We've obviously talked for about an hour and a half, if not 2 hours,
Yeah,
of
easily 2 hours.
NFL futures alone, and then college football preview. So, promise it won't be as long moving forward, but no guaranteed promises.
Yeah,
But
no promises, but we'll try.
yeah, I don't think there's any. I mean, unless our Packers Bears review comes in at an hour, I don't think our picks will generally last that long. But uh, thanks everyone for listening. Max, always a pleasure. Good luck to the Bees this week. Villa's got Arsenal on Monday, and I don't feel good about that. So disregard anything about who's Brentford got this week.
I believe it was I'm pulling it up. Sunday game. We got Leeds
Okay, that should be. You shouldn't be able to handle that.
for sure.
All righty. Well, thanks everyone for listening. We gave you enough picks. If you're a greedy little asshole, you can text us for more picks, but that's about all we got here. Um, other than that, Max, always a pleasure. Let's have a great football first weekend and ourselves a nice little Thursday night.
Let's win some bets, build that bankroll for the big weeks.
Yes, exactly. We build the bankroll for week 0 so that we can have some fun on week 1 because there's going to be plenty of picks next week.
Oh yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.